Worcester and Serenzi on the front row. A couple of trucks on the front row in the mini stock first heat here tonight. Coming to white this time. Will be green next time by. We'll get going tonight. It's racing activities underway.
It is Country 89 and Giant FM night here tonight at Merrittville. We appreciate them coming to join us. We got some special people down in the booth tonight. Big happy anniversary to Les and Ronnie Mawson, who got married on the track 9 years ago, August 25th. And they also won tickets to the Country 89 Giant FM Suite tonight. Congratulations, guys. Enjoy the racing as we get ready to go here with Worcester and Serenzia leading on the green. Field fires at the blue cone in 4. Green flag in the air.
Serenzi gets a good start into 71 on the 44 Worcesters. They're side by side into turn number 1. Driver still tiptoeing a little bit on this surface. Seems to be holding up good as drivers are able to get the hammers down out of 2. And Serenzi gets a good run off the top side. And they're still side by side. And those 2 trucks out front. Good battle between Worcester and Serenzia for that front spot.
Cuse way up on the outside, challenging for 3rd, battling with Oliveri. Meanwhile, the trucks lead things. Oh, Cuse down into the moat. He's going to try to save it. Wow, big save from Braden Cuse on the front stretch. That could have got ugly real quick, but he hangs on to it. Good save from Cuse. Meanwhile, at the front, it's all Danny Worcester in that 44 truck. He's out to a lead by a couple car lengths. Fabio Oliveri now putting the pressure on Serenzia, and he's got some pressure from behind in the 0-1 as well.
Tristan De Silva in that 0-1 while Serenzia was making that big save on the front stretch. He moved up from the back, and now he's battling for that second spot as they were almost 3 wide with Serenzia, De Silva, and Oliveri into turn number 1. Driver still tiptoeing a little bit on this surface as now De Silva and Oliveri battle side by side down the back straightaway for that second spot. Oliveri gets the power down, and he's still in the second spot for now, but definitely heavy pressure from that 0-1 De Silva, and 71 Worcester moving up as well in that Volkswagen.
Worcester definitely taking time. He's shown a lot of speed throughout the season. Has won a feature or 2 so far this year. And the Fix Auto 71 Thorold Auto Parts on the backside of that. Side by side for second place, it's De Silva and Oliveri. They're dueling down the back straightaway, but nobody is catching it Danny Worcester anytime soon as he is way out in front of this one.
De Silva now throws it in pretty hard on the 16 of Oliveri. Gets into him a little bit. Oliveri trying to save it out of turn number 4. So 0-1 De Silva into second now as Worcester moves into 3rd. But like Jonathan said, Worcester in that 44 truck out front. He's been leading every lap, and although 0-1 is starting to gain in on him down the back straightaway just a little bit this time.
We'll see if De Silva has anything trying to catch Worcester, who's been remarkably smooth on such a tricky track already. White flag in the air one more time around for Danny Worcester, who leads it by half a straightaway. Down into 1 and 2, tiptoeing again. De Silva hanging it out a little sideways there, but not able to make any ground so far. Final time into 3 and 4 for Danny Worcester.
Into 3 and 4, final time checker flag in the air. It's going to be Danny Worcester picking up the first heat win of the night for our Glow and Go 4 cylinders, followed by 0-1 De Silva. Then it's going to be 71 Worstros, 71C Serenzia, and the 7G of Cuse. And then rounding out the field, still coming through 3 and 4, it's going to be the 11 of, that's the pinball, Mike Giberson.
In the 4 cylinders, heat number 2, Jay Moltmann from Niagara Falls, Ontario will pilot the 12 tonight. Then it's Nick Erskine out of Brantford, Ontario in the 64. Starting 3rd, Kenny Hare in the 5K from Fawn Hill. Starting 4th will be Jordan Denenbrigge out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 7. Starting 5th, Kyle Rothwell from Welland, Ontario in the 114. And rounding out the field of 6 cars will be Sam Iftati from Welland, Ontario in the 38S.
Heat 2 for the Glow and Go 4 cylinders on the track now. Going to do 1 lap of track pack, and then we're going to get White next time by. We've got Moulton in the 12, different car for him here this week, and then Erskine in the 64 on the front row. Lots of fast cars in this one with Hare and Rothwell as well.
Good night of racing ahead tonight, but also next Saturday is Seminex Esso night, the final point night of the year here at Merrittville Speedway, and which features our 50-lap 358 modified John Spencer Memorial That caps off a full night of racing. Also, don't forget to bring a non-perishable food item to help Open Arms Mission in Welland. The Open Arms truck will be at the front gates when you come in. Open Arms Mission appreciates all the community support of our Merrittville Speedway race fans. Semenuk's Esso night next week. Ed Semenuk trying to team up with the Memories community to raise the purse for the winner for the John Spencer Memorial next week. Already $7,000 contributed thanks to Semenuk's and a whole bunch of sponsors, including Bobcat of Hamilton, Barron Roofing, RBC Wealth Management, Young's Insurance Brokers. Whole bunch jumping on, and we'll thank them throughout the night. And if you want to jump on and contribute whatever you can, $100 or more, head on down to the Merrittville Speedway main office or give Ed a call at Semenuk's Esso 905-892-3735.
Always a fun night, Esto Semenuk's. It means the end of the season, but it's always a great night. Ed loves the races, and always fun to see his enthusiasm about the track. He's got lots of ideas for next week, but here we go, ready to go. Green flag in Glow and Go four-cylinder heat number 2. Green flag is out, and we are racing in heat number 2. Molden gets a good start in that new number 12 car. For Molden, Erskine in the Sunfire. 64 gets a good run as well. On the bottom, Kenny Hare, who's been fast here on the Niagara scene this year. He's getting a good run off the bottom. He's in the second spot, but don't look now. Here comes that 114 of Rothwell already into third on the backstretch.
Down into 3 and 4. Hare trying to make the move on the extreme bottom. We'll see if he can keep it straight. That got real close for a second there. Probably made the 12 of Molten sweat just a little bit as we've got a 3-car breakaway at the front. Hare still trying to use that inside line. Molten's way upstairs, and Kyle Rothwell trying to follow suit. Jordan Denobrigga goes a little too wide. And speaking of too wide, the battle's on for the lead, down into 3 and 4.
Hare's been getting good bite in that 5-car. Molten trying to push the high side. Slides up a little bit there for the 5-car. It's going to be side by side for the lead down the front straightaway. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be almost a dead heat at the line, but it was Hare by just a nose. As they're still side by side through 1 and 2. Rothwell now gaining as Molten gets in a little too hot on the top side of turn number 1 and 2. Slides up, allows the 114 of Rothwell, who's got a huge run down the back straightaway, and he's going to poke his nose to the outside of 5 of Kenny Hare as they're going to come around for lap number 3. 3 in, 3 to go in this second heat for our 4-cylinders here tonight.
Kenny Hare in control of this one, but has Kyle Rothwell, a very fast 114, lurking there up on the high side. He looks to the outside of Hare down into turn 2. Top 2 starting to drive away from Molten now. Erskine settling into 4th. Denobrigga still battling the conditions at the back, and Iftati in between them. Into 3 and 4. It's Hare and Rothwell at the front of this pack. Rothwell trying to come down, make a move to the stripe. Can't do it this time.
Hare definitely looks like he's got a little bit of a push in that car, but definitely working out for him. Rothwell misses his entry that time on turn number 1 and 2, and lets Hare get away a little bit by about 5 car lengths down the back straightaway. And Molten in that new 12 car is definitely doing a good job in third. Usually there's some new bugs to work out in new cars, but he's definitely doing a good job to keep her in the top 3 in the heat race as they see white flag by this time for the 5K of Hare.
Tricky racetrack tonight. That'll mean veterans' experience will definitely come into play. Top 2 trying to settle it amongst themselves. Hare and Rothwell, they work down the back straightaway. Hare comfortable by about 2 car lengths as he works down into 3 and 4 for the final time. They're going to be coming to the checkers. Kenny Hare washes up the racetrack, but Rothwell's not going to get there. Checkers are in the air. Kenny Hare will win heat number 2 in the Glow and Go tanning 4-cylinders over Rothwell, Molten, Erskine, Iftati, and Denobrigga.
4-cylinders, last one here tonight. 19 entries on the night. Here's how they're going to line up for heat 3. On the pole, that's the 60 of Richard Hadler. He's out of Thorold to his outside. 5-19 out of St. Catherine. That's Rob Shaw. Inside, row 2, third spot. Out of Welland in the 19. That's Hannah Rothwell to her outside. That's Tyler LaFontaine in the 96T. Inside, row 3 in the 5th spot. That's Anthony Kelly out of Niagara Falls in the 12 Junior. And rounding out the field tonight in the 12M, that is Mark Deagle.
Couple cars to watch in this one. I'll keep my eye on Richard Hadler. Has been making great progress throughout his time at Merrittville this season. Debuted about halfway through the year. Green flag in the air, and Hadler leads him to the green, but he'll drop to the middle, and that's going to allow Shaw in the 519 to get out to the lead early in this one. Shaw goes to the lead. LaFontaine's upstairs in the 96. He's going to try to find a way around Hadler as well. This is a very tricky track for any new drivers. Hannah Rothwell, another one who's new to the series this year. We'll see how she can negotiate the tricky track here at Merrittville as they work into 3 and 4. Shaw, LaFontaine, Hadler, Kelly, Rothwell, and Deagle.
519 to Shaw, doing a good job out front. LaFontaine up from 4th already in that 2nd spot. And then we've got the 60 of Hadler and the 12 of Kelly, your top 4 at the moment. Then Hannah Rothwell rounding out the top 5. Rothwell in that 19 doing a good job, hanging on to the field. I saw a poster Dad Kyle said if that car acts up tonight, he might leave it in the pond off turn number 2 tonight. So hopefully they got the bugs figured out as that one. As I say that, she makes a mistake a little bit and lets the 12 of Anthony Kelly by. Or sorry, Mark Deagle.
Down into 3 and 4, battles on for the lead. LaFontaine, you can tell he's got a lot of faith and a lot of confidence in that car. He seems to have a little more confidence on corner entry than anybody else thus far in the 4 cylinders, but hasn't been able to really make up the time on Shaw, as now Shaw starts to sling it around through 1 and 2. They'll work down the back straightaway, and the top 2 cars have pretty much broken away from the rest of the field in this one.
519 Shaw definitely doing a good job to keep the distance on the 96 of the LaFontaine, as he's definitely one of the top runners here in Niagara in that 96. He got picked up a win last week at Humberstone. 519 Shaw sees the 2 to go this time from the starter. Anthony Kelly still holding on to that 3rd spot, but he's definitely fallen back to almost a straightaway back from the 2 leaders.
Down the back straightaway, Shaw has about 2 car lengths on LaFontaine, who closes up on corner entry. Gets it to about a car length and a half through the middle, but this time it's a white flag in the air. Rob Shaw on the 519 trying to hang on over Tyler LaFontaine. They work into 1 and 2 for the final time. LaFontaine trying to set up the move, trying to close in down the back straightaway. He'll have one more opportunity to find a way by Shaw.
519 Shaw hanging that right rear out. Definitely got a nice stance on that car. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Here comes your winner. It's going to be 519. Rob Shaw over 96. Tyler LaFontaine. 3rd coming now. 3 cars tight, nice together. Here they come. Checker flag. 3rd spot's going to be Anthony Kelly in the 12 Junior. Then Deagle in the 12M. 60 of Richard Hadler. And rounding out the field will be the 19 of Hannah Rothwell.
Racing Lubricants Modified Lights, and let's have a look at how they're going to line up in this one for heat number 1. On pole, Dave Cornish out of Dunnville, Ontario in the 291, and then it's Dylan Slider in the 50. Tim Anderson pilots the 15 out of Port Colborne, Ontario. He'll start 3rd alongside of Sean Iftati in the 27. Starting 5th, RJ Pitts out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 26. Starting 6th, Jeffrey May from Mount Hope, Ontario in the 23. Sean Slider will start 7th. And then alongside Sean will be the Marty DeMole ride out of Thorold, Ontario, the 74. And riding out the field of 9 cars, Rob Meisner from Welland, Ontario in the 8.
Here we go, green flag in the air. First heat tonight on the Roy Dodge Modified Lights. And that 50 of Dylan Slider definitely gets a good start, and he's going to lead him into turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide for the 2nd spot with the 27 of Iftati getting a good run around the outside of Anderson in the 15. And the 219 of Cornish, who's fallen back through the field a little bit. Track's definitely looking like they've got a little bit of bite worked into this. Cars sliding sideways, but definitely got the bite down as Dylan Slider leads lap 1.
Down in a 1 and 2. Slider away with it. Anderson battling with Iftati there for 2nd. Then it's May lurking in 4th. Jeffrey May in the 23 trying to find a way around the outside of Anderson. But he's got Iftati right in front, blocking his track. He's going to split the difference and go down the middle. They're 3 wide at the Tim Hortons finish line.
Beautiful job by the 23. Made to split the middle there, and now he is into the 2nd spot. He's going to try to chase down race leader in the 50. That's Dylan Slider. May definitely gets a good charge down the back straightaway. He throws her hard into turn number 3 and 4. Slider pushes up a little bit. May takes a good set. They see halfway this time. 3 in, 3 to go in our first modified light here tonight. And out front still Dylan Slider, but he's got that 23 of Jeffrey May all over and now looks to the bottom side of him down the back chute.
Down the back straightaway they go. May has the inside line. Let's see if he can make it stick. He sails it in underneath Slider and he'll clear. Slide job up in front, and he blocks the momentum of the 50. It's May away with the lead over Slider, Anderson, Iftati, and Pitts, and now the 09 of Dylan Slider starting to battle, Sean Slider battling now in that top 5 spot.
Beautiful slide job for the lead out of the 23 MA. He's definitely got that thing hooked up as he sees the white flag this time by Dylan Slider still in 2nd. Anderson in 3rd, Iftati and Pitts round out the top 5 as their single file at the moment. Half lap to go here for the 23 Jeffrey May. 2 corners to go into 3 and 4. Checker flag in the air. It's going to be 23 Jeffrey May picking up the win, followed by 50 Dylan Slider, 15 Tim Anderson, 27 Iftadi, 26 Pitts, 09 Slider, 8 that is Rob Meisner, 74 DeMol, and the 219 of Cornish rounds out the field for Heat 1 of the Mod Lights.
Chris Watson from Niagara Falls, Ontario will go on pole in the 07, and it's Riley Slider out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 6S. Starting third, Josh Slider from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 17. Starting fourth, Dan Curving from Waterford, Ontario in the 88. Starting fifth will be Tyler Winger from Fort Erie, Ontario in the 4. Starting sixth, Randy Giroux in the 24. The 7th starter tonight, Brent Bigelow in the 16, alongside of Ryan Anderson from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 44. 8 cars scheduled to go in this one. They will fire together at the blue cone in 4. Green flag in the air.
Chris Watson in that 07 gets a good start. He was the feature winner a couple weeks ago when I was here announcing. And now Josh Slider gets a good run into that second spot in that Savage chassis number 17. Randy Drew, here he comes on the high side to the outside of Tyler Winger. He wants to split the middle between Slider and Winger. Drew in that 24 does a nice job to move into third. As I say that, Josh Slider takes the lead, and Slider leads lap 1 over the 07 of Watson and the 24 of Drew, top 3 at the moment.
Lots of heavy hitters in this field as Watson trying to go to the lead on the inside of Josh Slider. Randy Giroux just got his first feature win in a Mod Light. He's up to third. Tyler Winger also looking to get back in victory lane, and Brent Bigelow's won one this season as well. Tight racing for third on back. Winger all over the backside of Giroux as they work into 1 and 2.
Track definitely coming in nice and tacky here tonight. Lots of bite for these drivers to keep the RPMs up and the hammers down as here comes Slider to lead the third lap this time. Slider in that 17. No stranger to a tacky track. He definitely knows how to control that 17 car up front. Is now number 4 of Winger starting to move in on the 24 of Giroux for that third spot. That's going to be about the best battle on the track right now, as Winger in that 4 looking all over Giroux as he swings her in turn high at turn 3, swings her off the bottom turn 4, but still can't quite find the gumption to get by the 24 of Giroux, but he's all over the rear bumper, that's for sure.
Winger right in the tire tracks, headed down into turn 1. Cuts to the bottom, but nothing doing down there. Randy Giroux has him covered by a car length. Top 4 cars, single file at the front of this field as they've broken away from 5th place Brent Bigelow. White flag in the air. Josh Slider coming around trying to wrap up heat number 2 in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's modified lights. Giroux looking to the inside of Watson, nothing doing there, and Winger lurks there for 4th.
Slider picked up the first win for Savage Chassis a couple weeks ago. Now he's going to pick up the heat win here tonight at Merrittville as the checker flag's waving. It's going to be 17 Slider over 07, Watson, 24 Giroux, 4 Winger, 16 Bigelow, 5th, 4th is 44 of Anderson, and then Slider and the 88 of Dan Curving round out the field.
Line up for heat number 1. Adam Plazik from Caister Centre, Ontario will start on pole alongside of fellow Caister Centre resident Donnie Lampman in the 28D. Starting third, Mike Thorne in the 55. Starting 4th will be Casey Huffman out of Brantford, Ontario in the 13. Evan Curtis will start 5th in the 2EZ out of Port Colborne, Ontario. Starting 6th, that's Rob Murray in the M1. And Dave Bailey rounds out the field of 7 cars in the Brewster Baker 49 from Hagersville, Ontario.
First heat tonight here for our Hoosier Stocks, about ready to go green off turn 4. 21 entries here tonight. Always put on a good show. Lots of heavies hitters in this one. Watch Dave Bailey at the back in that 49. Here we go. Green flag out of 4 is flying as we're already 3 wide down the front straightaway as Mikey Thorne thought about sticking his nose in on the 41 of Plazik as Donnie Lampman in that Monte Carlo gets a good start, but now he misses the line a little bit and pushes up. That reopens the door for Plazik, who's getting pushed by the M1 of Murray, who's now 3 wide down the back straightaway with 28 Lampman and 55 of Thorne, who throws it way in there. Thorne looking for the lead, gets into Plazik a little bit. We're all over the track, 3 wide coming out of 4 further. Who's going to lead the first lap? It's pretty much a dead heat, 3 wide at the start-finish line. That time by locks action, this Hoosier Stock Heat 1.
3 wide. Murray backs out of it finally, and that's going to put Mike Thorne in the 55 to the lead. Down the back straightaway they go. They're still side by side for second. Plazik up on the high side. Rob Murray in the M1 down low. In the Hoosier stocks tonight, I think we'll see just as much three-wide racing and just as much bump drafting as you might see the Cup cars do at Daytona tonight. Great racing down into 1 and 2 as Murray looks to the lead but can't find the way by. Down the back straightaway they go. Murray looks to the inside once again of Thorne. Nothing doing.
Here comes the 2 of Easy now. Or sorry, Evan Curtis and the 2 Easy trying to get to the outside of Murray, but didn't work that time. Couldn't get the bite out of 4. Murray all over the back bumper of the Burger Barn Pesky Penguin 55 of Mike Thorne. Now he gets to the inside of Thorne after a little bit of a bumper tap. Coming in the middle of 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Murray side by side with the 55 of Thorne into turn 3 and 4, looking for that lead. Thorne not giving an inch though as Murray slides up a little bit, still a little greasy out of 4, and Murray's going to lead this lap, but Thorne definitely not going away in that 55. The 2 Easy also looking for any way by in that 3rd spot as well.
Watch for Dave Bailey and the Brewster Baker 49, the Queenston Chev ride. Looking a little bit racy back there, but he's kind of just negotiating things. Dave Bailey's won pretty much everything there is to win this year. All but 3 feature races in the Hoosier stocks for Bailey this year. Murray, he's won 2 of them, and he's out front in this one as they work down the back straightaway. He's still comfortably out in front as Evan Curtis trying to find a way past Thorne in the 55. Can't do it this time. He'll go to the high side in 3 and 4.
Curtis definitely doing a good job on that high side. One of the only drivers throwing it up there, but that time it opens up the door for Dave Bailey, who was looking for any way to get by. That time is now they're side by side for that 3rd spot in between 1 and 2. Bailey on the bottom, Curtis on the top. Curtis still got the good run down the back straightaway. Lots of momentum in that 2 Easy car running that high side.
Coming to the white flag. Final time around this tricky D-shaped oval here at Merrittville Speedway. Rob Murray out in front. He's got about a couple car lengths back to Mike Thorne. Down the back straightaway, trying to stretch things out just a little bit further. Bailey still trying to find a way around Curtis for 3rd into turn 3 and 4. Rob Murray in the M1 out front. He sees the checkers. Rob Murray will win heat number 1 in the Hoosier stocks over Mike Thorne. Evan Curtis hangs on to 3rd over Dave Bailey. And rounding out your top 5 will be young Donnie Lampman in the 28D.
Another loaded heat in this one. Here's how they're going to line up on the pole. That's Go Fast Teeple in the 11 out of Thorold. To his outside in the 7X, that's Dave Small out of Port Colborne. Inside, row 2, 3rd spot. Out of Caister Center in the 28, that's Jim Lampman. To his outside in the 44, that's Robbie General out of Six Nations, Ontario. Inside, row 3, 5th spot. That's Jeff Larmett out of Thorold in the 601. To his outside, good run a couple weeks ago. This is the 47X of Kyle Pellrine out of Smithville. And rounding out the field tonight, 7th starting spot. This is a 79 out of Guelph, Chris Hale.
Go Fast Teeple and Dave Small fire together at the blue cone in turn 4. I'm used to saying the orange cone in 4, but newly painted this week and probably a lot easier for everybody to see, honestly. Bringing them in real slow. Green flag in the air. Teeple and Small lead them, and Small gets the jump as Teeple got a little bit of help from Lampman as now the back bumper dragging on that 11 as they work into turn 1. 3 wide for 2nd as Small is away with the lead, and here comes Jim Lampman in the 28. Jim Lampman down into turn 3. He's already through to 2nd. Up top on the outside, that's Rob General in the 44 running 3rd as the top 3 single file in this one as Pellrine sticks his nose in there going into 1.
Now the 28, good start for that Lampman car. He's up to about 2 car lengths back from the 7X of Small. It wasn't the best start for the 11 of Teeple. He's now falling back through the field, about to lose the 5th spot to the 79 of Chris Hale, who throws it in on the bottom. Hale now into 5th. Next victim for him will be the 44 General. Out front still. Or now, there's been a change out front. It's now Jim Lampman, in the 28 Camaro, who's taking the lead over the 7 of Small and 47X of Pellrine, who started 6th, now up into 3rd. Good run for him.
Coming through 3 and 4, it's Lampman out front. Small peeking his nose to the inside, nothing doing there. Pellrine comfortably in 3rd, but now has to deal with a very fast Chris Hale. Chris Hale started shotgun on the field in 7th. He's up to 4th, and he's looking for more. All over the backside of that 47X, he'll drop off by about a car length. Top 4, 5, 6, 7 cars, single file now as they work through 3 and 4, with Jim Lampman continuing to lead at the halfway point.
Halfway down, 4 and 4 to go in Heat 2 here for our Hoosier stocks tonight. Lampman doing a good job since he's taken the lead. Definitely kicking that 28 sideways. Using all the bite we have in the Speedway here tonight. Now the 7X starting to feel the pressure from the 47X. of Kyle Pellrine for that second spot. Hale, who started last, like Jonathan said, starts to move in, but as I say that, he picks up a pretty brutal push in 3 and 4 and loses ground in the 44 general. But out front, Lampman clicks off another lap. We've got 3 to go here in this one.
Down the back straightaway, it's still Jim Lampman out front by about 4 car lengths now over Dave Small. Pellrine settled into third and is pulled away from Chris Hale, and now Pellrine looks for more. Coming to popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Jim Lampman. Small, he runs comfortably in second. Pellrine's fallen off by about a car length. Hale also there in fourth. Bumper still dragging on the backside of that 11 of Teeple into 3 and 4. It's all Jim Lampman at the front.
White flag out this time. Lampman got a little tight out of 4 that time, split up the track, but Small in the 7X made a little mistake too, so the distance between the front two stays the same as everyone's running single file under the white flag, this time by half lap to go for the 28 of Jim Lampman down the back straightaway. 47X to Pellrine, maybe we'll try something for the second spot. Here we go, checker flag waving out of turn number 4. It's going to be Jim Lampman picking up the win, followed by Dave Small, Kyle Pellrine, 3rd, 4th, Chris Hale, 5th, Robbie General, 6th, Go Fast Teeple, and rounding out the field in 601, that is Jeff Larmett.
Zach Bleach out of Port Robinson, Ontario will start on pole in the 108. Starting second, that's Clinton Nichols out of Hamilton, Ontario in the 43C. Starting third, Devin Bacher from Hagersville, Ontario in the 3B. Starting fourth, Ron Logie out of Burlington, Ontario in the 97. Starting fifth, Ryan Beagle from in the 84 RK. Starting sixth, Bryce Richardson from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 11R. And starting shotgun on the field, seventh, it's Jason Fontaine out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 1J. Looks like the 11R of Richardson has elected to go tail, so that moves Fontaine up to 6th. Field bringing it in real nice and slow. They hit the loud pedal. We go green, and Nichols and Bleach lead him down into turn 1.
Nichols in that 43 gets a good start. He's going to lead him through turn number 1 and 2. 1J of Fontaine's moved up into 4th already in that 1J. And winner from 2 weeks ago, that 84, Ryan Beagle, he's trying to move his way up in that 84 as Fontaine throws it to the bottom of Bleach as they get together out of turn number 4. Banging doors as Logie gets all kinds of sideways down the front straightaway as Fontaine gets by both of them. And now Fontaine started 6, already up into 2nd. He's going to try to chase down the 43C of Nichols, who's out front right now.
You never want to be turning it right towards the ditch down the front straightaway, but Ron Logie did a great job hanging on to a very sideways race car. Now we see a little bit of smoke off of Logie. That might be a tire rub. However, the smoke off the 3B of Bacher seems to be even a little bit worse, as it seemed to be almost blue in color. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the Hamilton hot shoe of Clinton Nichols is out front over Jason Fontaine. Ron Logie runs 3rd as they're side by side for 4th between Bleach and Beagle. Good racing at the back of the pack, but up at the front, Nichols and Fontaine out for a Saturday night cruise.
Definitely good battles at the back. Beagle start being patient, but definitely starting to move up through the field now. Beagle in that 84 already up to 4th, but here comes Fontaine. He's reeled in that 43C of Nichols, and we're going to see a battle for that lead as we're halfway down 4 to go in this 8-lap heat, final heat for our Hoosier stocks here tonight. Fontaine on the bottom, Nichols on the top, side by side. Good duel between 2 Camaros down the back straightaway. Nichols still got the advantage for now over the 1J of Fontaine, who's definitely not giving up on that bottom side. Good, clean battle for the lead right now as Nichols is going to lead another lap in that 43C.
Fontaine just cannot find a way by on that inside. He sails it into 1 and 2, but Nichols keeps the power up on the outside. He rides the momentum, and he's going to clear the Fontaine 1J down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Fontaine's going to try it again. He sends it in down low, tries to put the power down, and he's going to be even with Nichols, but Nichols will continue to lead as 2 laps to go is the signal at the tower.
Fontaine throwing it in hard as he can on that bottom side, but Nichols doing a good job to hold that top. Logie still in that 97, having all kinds of trouble in turn number 3 and 4. As he's squirrely about every lap. As here we go, white flag out this time by, and it's going to be almost a dead heat at the line. Fontaine still trying to find that bite on the bottom side as he throws it in. Again, slides up to the 43C of Nichols, but stops before he gets into his door. Beautiful, clean race out front for this one. Nichols has got to be having a whale of a time behind that wheel of the 43C as he's keeping the 1J behind him. His 1J's definitely got lots of wins tonight. Reason Clinton Nichols, Hamilton Hot Shoe, picks up the win over the 1J of Jason Fontaine. 3rd place. It's going to be Ryan Beagle doing a good job to get to that 3rd spot from the back. And then 11R Richardson in 4th, 108 Bleach 5th, 3B Bacher, and the 97 Logie rounds out the the field in 7th.
Rick's Delivery, RM Racing Lubricants, Sportsman. Let's have a look at how they roll off in heat number 1. On pole for this one, it's Dave Mammo out of Ridgeway, Ontario in the 3M, alongside of Nathan Peaty from Ridgeway, Ontario in the 23N. Starting 3rd, Terry Smith from Niagara Falls, Ontario in the 22. Starting 4th, Jay Mallory in the 20. Starting 5th, Justin Sharp out of St. Catharines, Ontario in the 8S. Starting 6th, James Friesen, JMF out of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario in the 72. Starting 7th, Mitch Dumont from Welland, Ontario in the 28. And starting 8th, Cody McPherson, last week's winner in the 7 out of St. Catharines, Ontario.
Mammo and Petey, a couple of Ridgeway teammates out in front of this one. Dave Mammo, Nathan Peaty going to lead us to green. RPM start coming up. They are at the cone, green flag through the air as we've got a 3-wide battle into turn number 1 with Terry Smith on that bottom side in the 22 as we're going to go caution out of 2. And we're going to go sideways with the 22 of Smith and the 8 of Sharp, who got together out of 2 as we tried to go yellow there.
Not sure what happened to the 23N of Nathan Peaty as he suddenly slowed down the back straightaway, and that jammed everybody up. The 22 of Smith gets turned around, I believe, by the 8S of Sharp, who was also involved. But that all started when 23 of Nathan Peaty appears that he is broken on the back straightaway. Tough look for a few competitors who were trying to charge hard through the field early in 1 and 2. And now Peaty, being tended to by the CAA tow trucks on the back straightaway, will line him up and go green again shortly. Friesen, Mallory lead him to green. Green flag back in the air. Much cleaner start this time with Mallory and Friesen out front. They work side by side down into 1 and 2. Mallory trying to scoot away with the lead. The mongrel goes to the lead, but Friesen looking for the crossover move as Dumont takes over 3rd. Sharp runs 4th, and now McPherson in the 7s up to 5th. Terry Smith trying to come back through the field. Jay Mallory will lead that lap in the Kenny U Pull 20.
Track lightning fast here tonight. These Sportsmen throwing it in, got all the bite hammers are down. JMF carrying that pony tire to left front in the air as he goes through the corners. Mallory doing a good job leading that 20 car. You're going to see him driving the Glen Steyer 0 in the 358s tonight as well. Double duty for the 20 of Mallory, so definitely a cool night for him as JMF definitely not catching him right now. As also the 28 of Dumont in that SOS towing car doing a good job to hold on to 3rd as he started at the back of this one and got the benefit of that little jingle on lap 1.
Terry Smith trying to fight his way back up to his 3rd place starting spot after being involved in that early incident. He works to the inside of Sharp. Sharp shuts the door. They battle now for 4th place. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, as the field leaders work through 3 and 4, Mallory still out in front. Friesen runs 2nd. Then it's Dumont, Sharp, Smith, McPherson, and Mammo.
Tacky surface, tough to move through the field. Then the lucky 7 of McPherson, seeing that as he's stuck back in the 6th spot right now. For McPherson, that lucky 7 as Mallory picks off another lap in that 20 car out front. He's keeping the same distance. It's been about 2 car lengths the whole race between him and the 72 of JMF in that 2nd spot. Pretty much been the same running order throughout the whole race so far. After that lap 1 caution, we see 2 to go this time by.
2 laps to go, 2 cars out front trying to settle it amongst themselves, but Mallory is actually starting to check out on the 72 of Friesen. The Bob County Hamilton ride runs comfortably there in 2nd. White flag in the air, final time around for the mongrel, Jay Mallory, as he works into 1 and 2.
Most of these cars barely even lifting as the track really starting to work in now. Lots of bite out there for those drivers to work with into 3 and 4. Final time, Jay Mallory with a really good line through 3 and 4 that time. Checker flag in the air, picking up the win. 20, that's Jay Mallory over 72. JMF in 2nd. Battle for 3rd at the line. Sharp tried it, but not going to work. Dumont in the 28 picks up 3rd over Sharp 4th. Smith 22 5th, 6th McPherson, and rounding out the field is the 3 of Dave Mammo.
Heat 2 looks like this. Curtis Friesen's on pole in the 68. John Babyon out of Port Colborne, Ontario will start 2nd in the 62, and then it's Noah Mammo from Ridgeway, Ontario in the 3N. Starting 4th, Adam Leslie out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 15. Starting 5th, Dave Flanagan in the 74. Starting 6th, that's Brad Rouse from Fort Erie, Ontario in the 18R. Starting 7th, Ryan Ferry in the 1F, and rounding out the field, first time we're seeing him this season, it's Dean Scott in the 19A.
Dean Scott and Adam Leslie, a couple of drivers that came out and help pack the track in. So thanks once again to them as Friesen and Babian going to lead us to green here in second heat for Rick's Delivery Sportsman division. Nice slow start right now. Curtis Friesen definitely leading him. Nice creepy crawly start at the blue pole in for. Green flag is out. Friesen gets a good jump in that 68. He's going to lead him into turn one. We're 3 wide for that second spot. Almost 4 wide now as Flanagan Jr. poked his nose on the bottom. As Leslie did a good job in that 15 as he's side by side with Noah Memo now down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for that second spot.
Beating and banging early in this one, and the real loser of that was John Babian, who's dropped to the back of the pack in the 62. He got bounced out by a cut to the middle, I believe by the 3N of Mamo, who's now runs second as he's cleared Leslie. Brad Rouse in the 18R trying to find his way around. That new white 18R ride looks real sharp. Bright orange numbers on the side of the Bellinger Electric 18R, and you know, he's looking for his way back to victory lane tonight.
Curtis Friesen, 68 out front, running a good line. Mamo pushed a little bit that time, and that's going to allow Leslie in the 15 to close in a little bit for that second spot. Car single file on the bottom right now. Rouse in that 18 car slipped up a little bit, and that's going to allow Leslie to pull away. As let's see what happens as Mamo's having trouble with turn number 3, and Leslie's going to dime in the corner and try to get a good run down the front straightaway under 3 of Mamo as we're looking for a battle for that second spot right now.
Leslie trying to find a way to the inside of Noah Mamo, who was way squirrely through 3 and 4 this last time. We'll see how he gets the car to settle. This time, Leslie perfectly diamonds the corner once again, gets to the inside, but can't make the pass. They cross underneath the Tim Hortons finish line. Still Curtis Friesen leads it. Rouse starting to battle there with the 74 of Flanagan. That's a tight battle for fourth. Flanagan shuffled up the racetrack, and now he's going to drop another spot as the Ryan Ferry 1F coming through. 2 laps to go for Friesen.
Curtis Friesen starting to show a little smoke off the right rear. That time could be just a little tire up. Noah Mamo definitely still doing a good job in that second spot. He's a little squirrely in 3 and 4 like we're saying, but he's doing a good job to keep her square out of 4. That time was a perfect line through 3 and 4 for the 3N of Mamo. As Leslie's still trying to move in, but it's tough to do anything right now as the track's only about 1.5 lanes wide.
Final time into 3 and 4 for Curtis Friesen in the Reed's Haulage 68. He puts the power down. He sees the checkers in the air. He'll win heat number 2 in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman over Noah Mamo, Adam Leslie, and then it was Brad Rouse bringing it home fourth, and Dave Flanagan rounding out your top 5 in the 74. Good run for Mamo as well to hang on to that second spot, and Friesen looking bad fast out front early in this one.
Rolling on the track now, heat 3 for the Rick's Delivery Sportsman division. And here's how they're going to line up. On the pole, Jason Van Mill out of Welland in the 1. And to his outside in the 13M, it's Daniel McKay. Inside, row 2, third spot, that's Rob Knapp in the 2K. And to his outside, it's going to be the 16 of Brent Bigelow in the 4th spot. Inside, row number 3, 5th starting spot out of St. Catharines in the 24C, that's Cameron Lane. And to his outside in the 74X, that's Taylor Vanderzanden. Last row number 4, 7th spot. Feature winner a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and for the 108 Port Robinson, that's Billy Bleach, and rounding out the field in the 17C tonight, 8th spot, that's Caleb Taylor.
Van Mill missing from the lineup in this one, trying to get everybody straightened out. Doesn't look like... All right, so it looks like we're trying to move Cameron Lane up to the inside of row number 2, but that's not going to happen. So now your new lineup is the 2K of Knapp alongside of Dan McKay. Then it's Billy Bleach Jr. starting 3rd. Brent Bigelow on the outside, or excuse me, we're missing Bigelow as well, so that's Vanderzanden who's moved up. Then it's Lane and Taylor, and we've got green flag back out on the racetrack. Knapp leads him away. McKay starting to do battle with Bleach there for second as Bleach trying to mix things up at the front. Rob Knapp away with the lead early in this one.
Good start for the 2K and Knapp, who definitely benefited from those couple of cars missing the lineup. My bad there for just reading off the sheet and missing the cars that weren't out on the track. 2K out front in this one. 13M McKay doing a good job in the second spot. One away to Bleach, makes a mistake there in turn number 1 and 2. That's going to open up the job for the 74 of Vanderzanden as Bleach finds the bike, turns the diamond line, gets a good run off turn 4 that time and holds that 3rd spot as he's got pressure though from the 74X of Vanderzanden.
Down the back straightaway, Rob Knapp out in front in the 2K early in this one. Then it's McKay who runs second. Bleach He's shown a lot of speed, almost won another one last week before a lap car interrupted that one, and he dropped the spot to McPherson. Now, Mike Knapp forward for the 108 of Billy Bleach Jr. He's going to drop a spot potentially here as Vander's in and looks to the inside through 3 and 4.
That's definitely the best battle on the track right now. Vander's in and not going away on that bottom side, but Bleach holding the optional racing line at the moment as the track's slowly starting to move up in turn number 1 and 2. Almost got 2 racing grooves on the speedway now. The track's going to be definitely perfect for our features here tonight. Going to have lots of good racing later on for all our features as Vander's in and still not going away on that 108 of Bleach, which just can't quite get enough to get by Bill at the time.
Bleach doing a great job pinching the 74 down through the corners. That time, though, Vander's in, and he moves up the racetrack as he tries to find a little more speed, testing that cushion that's developing through 3 and 4. This time, he'll cut to the inside, and he'll get alongside for 3rd place, but still nothing doing there as Knapp continues to lead. 2 laps to go.
Knapp definitely got her tuned up tonight. Lots of bite. Usually horsepower at Merrittville doesn't matter that much, but I can tell you it definitely matters tonight. We've got the track nice and juicy, and the hammers are down as the drivers are pretty much flat-footing this track right now. Just a little burp of the throttle into the corners to get the car to take a set and then just hammer down. It's definitely fun to watch. The drivers put the cars to the limits tonight here at Merrittville, and out of 4, checker flags out for Rob Knapp. He picks up the win, followed by 13 McKay. 74 Vander's in and finally gets by Bleach, who finishes 4th, and then Lane in the 24C 5th, rounding out the field. In the 77, that's going to be Caleb Taylor.
S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds making their way out on the racetrack now for heat number 1. Let's have a look at how they go off in this one. Derek Van Mel scheduled to go on pole in the 2 Cool alongside of Tom Neal in the 2X from St. Catharines, Ontario. Starting 3rd, that's Tyler Willer out of St. Catharines, Ontario in the 777. Starting 4th, Chad Chevalier, Heavy Chevy from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 12. Starting 5th, Matt Williamson, last week's winner of the Jerry Winger Memorial 50-lap feature. He's from St. Catharines, Ontario, and he'll start in the 6th. And then rounding out the field of 6 cars, Brian Page in the 43. Looks like we're missing Willard, so Williamson gets to move up 1 row to the inside of Heavy Chevy. And we get green flag this time, and Matt Williamson wasting no time as he gets to the inside of the 2 Cool. Great start from Matt Williamson as he tries to get to the inside of Neal. Can't do it down the back straightaway.
Williamson now throws her down hard on the inside. Neal washes up to the cushion and leads lap 1. Williamson up to 2nd. Good start for the veteran in that 6th car to get up to 2nd spot. Front on that 1st lap. Heavy Chevy in the 12, rolling 3rd, and then Van Mill and Page rounding out the field is now Matt Williamson throws a slide job on Tom Neal. That time he takes the lead as he leads lap 2 in that 6th car.
Williamson trying to pick up where he left off last weekend, after a dominating win in the Jerry Winger Memorial. He's already out to a couple car length advantage. He slings it through 3 and 4, barely lifting. That is a fast car right now for Matt Williamson. Heavy Chevy now trying to battle for the 2nd position as he goes to the inside of the 2X down the back straightaway.
Definitely fun to watch these modifieds use all their horsepower as Williamson throws her through 3 and 4, hammer down 6, picks off another lap out front, halfway down, 4 to go in this first modified heat of the night. Chevalier now moving in on Tom Neal in that 2X, so Chevalier in that 12 is closed in on Neal for that 2nd spot, and we're going to see a battle here as Chevalier starts to poke his nose under, tries to get to the inside of Neal, but Neal runs the optimal racing line and holds 2nd for now.
Williamson out front by a country mile early in this one. The battle's on for 2nd. Here comes Heavy Chevy. He looks to the inside of Neal through 3 and 4. This time he'll slide it down in front of the 2X. Neal trying to do the crossover move. Can't do it. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Heavy Chevy. He'll settle into 2nd, but he's got some ground to cover if he wants to make a challenge for the win in this one.
Williamson hanging her out. He sees the white flag this time by from starter Randy Mallory as he powers through 1 and 2 on the cushion. Williamson definitely moving that cushion up through turn number 1 and 2. I saw the Bruce Dale Flyland. Definitely fun to watch these modifieds hammer down, like I've been saying. And here he goes, Williamson going to pick up the win in Heat 1 in that 6th car by straightaway. Over, looks like it's going to be the 12 of Chevalier in 2nd, 2X Tom Neal 3rd, 2 Cool Derek Van Mill in 4th, and rounding out the field, 43 of Brian Page.
Tanner Podwinski scheduled to go on pole in the 72 tonight. And then it's Shane Pierce in the 88. Starting 3rd, Todd Gordon in the 28. Starting 4th will be Scott Wood from Thorold, Ontario in the 38. Starting 5th, that's Pete Bicknell in the 42. out of St. Catharines, Ontario. And Gary Lindbergh in the 37S will round out a field of 6 cars.
Podwinski and Pierce on the front row. Both drivers looking for a good start here. Going to want to win this heat race. Second heat race in tonight. Couple of veterans in behind them. Whole bunch of veterans with Wood, Gordon. Todd Gordon does not get a good start in that 28. Pete Bicknell doesn't get a good start with him as he has to check up and gets into the back of the 28 as their green flag down the back straightaway. 88 of Shane Pierce. He's out front, followed by the 38 of Wood. Definitely trouble in that 28 of Gordon as he's going to pull up off the top of turn number 3 and 4. See what happens with the 28 Gordon, as we're still green for now with Shane Pierce out front in that 88.
Gordon is limping down the front straightaway, but seems like it's still under power. Not sure if maybe it's a gear issue, maybe a broken axle, something wrong. But we're going to stay green for now. Pierce out front in the Willard 88. Now Lindbergh starting to make a move on Scott Wood, and that's for second. Gary Lindbergh down to the inside as he battles tight with the 38 of Scott Wood. They're side by side up off of 4. Down into 1 and 2. Lindbergh, Wood, nobody budging. Pete Bicknell starting to rally from the back after being caught behind the slow 28, trying to battle with Podwinski there. But up at the front, it's all Shane Pierce in the 88.
Scotty Wood carrying that left front a couple feet in the air as he went through turn number 1 and 2 last time, got into the cushion. So definitely cool to see these cars carry that left front. Is now the 37 of Lindbergh, throws her on the top, crosses her down, does the chop line in 3 and 4, trying to reel in that 88 of Pierce who's out front. So far all the way in this one is where we got 3 laps to go for the 88 of Pierce, who's got company now in that 37S of Lindbergh in that second spot, definitely breathing down his neck.
Lindbergh trying to get to the inside of the 88. 2 laps to go, popsicle sticks in the air, courtesy Randy Mallory, our flag. And tonight, Pierce shuts the door through 1 and 2. This time down the back straightaway, Lindbergh carrying that front tire. He's going to sail it in on the inside, trying to make the move stick. Can't get alongside. White flag in air, final time around for Shane Pierce as he's trying to hold off a hard-charging Gary Lindbergh.
Lindbergh sticks the nose enough too, but Pierce gets a good run down the back straightaway in that 88 car. 2 corners to go for the heat win. Who's it going to be out of 4? It's going to be Shane Pierce picking up the win over Gary Lindbergh. Second, third, Scott Wood in 38. Fourth, Bicknell did get the 72 of Podwinski at the line. Good job from Pete in that to get by the 72 after the early troubles.
Starting from pole in this one will be Trevor Wright out of Beamsville, Ontario in the 09. Then it's Fast Freddie Carlton in the 96 starting second. Starting third, Darren Peters from Fort Erie, Ontario in the 1P. Starting fourth, Austin Wood in the 1XP. Starting fifth will be Mike Bowman from St. Catharines, Ontario in the 71. And Jay Mallory starts in the 0 tonight for Glenn Stiers. Mike Bowman, who starts fifth, he was the winner of last year's John Spencer Memorial. The previous winner of that event as we get ready for the big night next week, 50-lap feature. But tonight, the modifieds turn loose in heat number 3, and Wright and Carlton will lead them down into 1 and 2. Carlton up on the outside. He'll get away with the lead. Bowman trying to make it 3 wide as he has a pair of 1s to the outside.
Fast Freddie Carlton, he's definitely had the swagger going this year. Extra fast in that 96. He's got a win earlier in the year, and he's out front leading this heat race. Already got about a 5-car length lead over the 09 Wright, who's doing a good job to hold on to that second spot. And Bowman now sandwiched by the 2 Peters cars going down the back straightaway. Bowman trying to move into third now in that 71, feature winner from a couple weeks ago.
Carlton out front. Then it's Wright in the Central Fabricating 09. Mike Bowman gets to the inside of Peters. Can't do it. Down the back straightaway. Peters, he'll take over second from the 09 of Wright as Mike Bowman makes it 3 wide briefly for a moment as Peters wasn't quite clear of the 09 of Wright. Still battling there is Bowman to the inside. Wright hangs there from third, and then up in second is Darren Peters. All this happening way behind our leader, Fast Freddie Carlton.
Lots of good racing in this one going on from second through fifth. Lots of moving and shaking as Darren Peters in that 1 car definitely doing a good job. He started a little farther back, moving up into the second spot. So good job from that 1P of Darren Peters as Bowman now trying to move in on the 09 of Wright, who looks a little snug. In that 0, he's trying to kick the car sideways. He gets through 1 and 2, does a good job that time to get a turn and holds on to the third spot. 09 of Wright trying to hold off Bowman in that 71 right now.
Carlton, he leads it as they work through 3 and 4. Coming to 2 laps to go for Fast Freddie Carlton. Then it's Darren Peters in the 1P, riding comfortably in second. Wright is there in third. Bowman now having to play a little bit of defense as Austin Wood looks to the inside of that 71. Battles on for fourth. Bowman shuts the door. White flag in the air for fast Freddie Carlton one more time around for the 96. One car up on the high side. That's the 0 of Jay Mallory as he loops it, I believe. At least came to a stop on the outside. Maybe he pushed it a little too wide, but we stay green, and fast Freddie Carlton, he'll wrap up the checkers. Then it's Darren Peters in the 1P. Trevor Wright will finish third. Mike Bowman fourth. And then it's Austin Wood hanging on to fifth. And then Mallory will finish sixth in that 0 after the trouble he had on the high side of 3 and 4.
Rolling onto the field now, onto the speedway now. It's going to be our feature tonight. They lost their heat race. It's going to be the Dave's Auto V6s. So here comes their feature. Here's how it's going to line up. On the pole out of Stevensville in the 27, that's Tina Ronning. And to her outside in the 0 out of Niagara Falls, it's John Couture. Inside row 2, third spot out of Port Colborne, 22F, that's Jordan Fiddler. And to his outside in the 801 out of Port Robinson, that's Joshua Dimitro. Inside row 3, fifth spot in the 10 out of St. Catharines, that's James Small. And to his outside in the 14A out of Welland, that's Jeff Marsh. Inside row number 4, seventh spot out of Welland, 14 feature winner a couple weeks ago, that's Dustin Duga. And tonight, rounding out the field in the 5 out of Port Colborne, that's Seth Roy.
You Pick Auto Parts pace car out in front. SLM Recycling is well involved in that one. Got to appreciate all the sponsors who are contributing to Simonex Esso's purse money for the modifieds next week, the John Spencer Memorial 50-lap event. If you want to contribute, just get in touch with Ed Semenuk at 905-892-3735 or head on down to the Merrittville Speedway office if you want your brand to be a part of the purse money for next week's event, the John Spencer Memorial. Whatever you can contribute, $100, whatever you can drop in donation and sponsorship for this purse money, we appreciate that.
Pace truck pulls to the infield. We're going to see a green flag out of turn number 4 with Tina Ronning and John Couture on the front row. First feature of the night here. Going to be rolling off green. And here we go. John Couture in the 0. See, he gets a good start. He's going to lead him into turn number 1. Couture looking for a good run in that 0 cars. He's going to lead him out of turn number 2 at the 801 of Dimitro. Looks like he stalled it or almost something happened to the 801 going down the back straightaway. He's super slow and falling through the field as the 14 Double D of Duga moves up to the field already up to 4th.
Couture starting to do battle with the 22 of Fiddler at the front there side by side. Maybe almost made contact there. That was awfully close as Couture gets a little loose on the bottom side and Fiddler is going to go to the lead. Jordan Fiddler in the 22F. He'll go to the lead. Couture battles back in the Batman 0 ride. Good battle there between the Pontiacs. More Pontiacs coming through the field. One car that's not a Pontiac this week, the 801 of Dimitro. Switching it to a Ford this week. We'll see how that plays out for Dimitro. Up at the front, it's still Fiddler and Couture leading this one.
Fiddler doing a good job in that 22 to click off another lap. That's lap 3. And 9 to go here in the Dave's Auto V6 class here at Merrittville. Single file through the field right now. As that 22 car Fiddler still leading him out front. 0 car Couture still starting to fall back now in that 0. As Fiddler's starting to stretch out his lead as he clicks off the 4th lap here.
Fiddler away with the lead in this one. Top 2 cars checking out. The 14 Double D of Duga trying to find a way around the 10 of Small. Tightest battle on the racetrack, that's for 3rd. Duga, who's been very dominant in the V6s thus far this season, caught on about after maybe the 3rd week of racing, and he won, I believe, 3 or maybe even 4 features in a row in that 14D, if not more. That car has been stout this season, but he's got some work to do and might need the help of a caution if he wants to catch up to Jordan Fiddler, who's out on a Saturday night cruise.
Jordan Fiddler definitely having a lot of fun out front in this one as he's got her opened up to almost a straightaway lead now as Duga moves into the 3rd spot in that 14 Double D. Duga definitely moving up, taking that 3rd spot away from the 14. of Jeff Marsh. Out front, still the 22 of Fiddler. He's still got that straightaway lead over the 0 of Couture and the 14 Double D of Duga.
Fiddler still in control of this one. Pacing the field, looking strong once again. He's out to about a full straightaway advantage over John Couture, the Batman ride. Riding comfortably there in second. But Fiddler might see some lap traffic before we're all said and done here as Tina Ronning and the 5 of Seth Roy. They're doing battle at the back of the pack, and they're slowly starting to creep into the picture, right into the windshield of our leader, Jordan Fiddler, down into 3 and 4. Fiddler will probably catch these two as he works into 1 and 2. Jordan Fiddler negotiating the lap traffic. He'll cut to the bottom, and he'll see Tina Ronning first. No, he goes to the outside now. Down the back straightaway. Fiddler and Ronning, our leader. He'll put Ronning a lap down, and he'll have to try to catch the 5 as he continues to run away with this one and hide from the 0 of Couture.
22 of Fiddler definitely doing a good job in lap traffic to pick through there. As that was happening, the 10 of Small got by the 48 of Lane for the 4th spot. So the 10 of James Small moved up to that 4th spot a couple laps ago. 5th spot. And here we go, white flag out this time by for the 22 of Fiddler, who's been out front and checked out in this one so far. Still a straightaway lead as he's got the hammer down. Probably loving this fast surface we got here tonight at Merrittville as he's half straightaway away from his win here tonight. Into 3 and 4 final time. 22 of Fiddler out at turn number 4. Checker flag in the air. It's going to be the 22 of Fiddler, followed by, it looks like the 0 of Couture is going to hold on, but the 14 at Double D of Duga did a good job to close in on 3rd. Then it's going to be the other 14 car of Jeff Marsh, and then the 10 of James Small, and the 48C of Lane, rounding out the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for tonight's winner of the James Auto V6 division. It's Jordan Fiddler. Jordan, congrats.
Thank you.
So you took the lead there about lap 4. You followed the 0 Couture for the first lap. Tell us about the super fast surface you had here tonight. Definitely a little different than we've seen in a couple weeks. And tell us about your race.
First of all, I have such an enormous amount of people I have to thank to be here. It is crazy. I'm about to cry because I have so many people to thank. Like, I don't even know where to start. First is Mary Paul, James Small. They provide this car for me. I can't thank them enough. Anybody needs any work done to their car, go see Weekend Motorsports to the people to see. All my buddies, Josh, Silvio, Nick. I got a lot of people on board with me this year. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Next year's going to be a busy year for us. So I just can't thank everybody enough that comes out, wrenches with us. All the dab boys, everybody that helps with this car, I can't thank enough. And everybody that helps with every other car I have. It truly means the world to me. And to be here tonight means a lot.
Jordan Fiddler gets all the sponsors and he's excited down here. Have a round of a hand for tonight's James Auto V6 feature winner. It's the 22 of Jordan Fiddler.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him if he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps to tech liner for your truck bed to bump step to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Phone keeps phones secure in any cup holder. Order your ultimate protection today at weathertech.ca.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Starting 5th, Nick Erskine from Brantford, Ontario in the 64. Starting 6th, Rob Shaw out of St. Catharines, Ontario in the 519. Starting 7th, Ken Hare from Fonthill, Ontario in the 5K. Starting 8th will be Braden Cuse in the 7B. Starting 9th, Tyler LaFontaine in the 96T. Starting 10th, Austin Worstrow out of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario in the 71W. Kyle Rothwell will start 11th out of Welland, Ontario in the 114. Starting 12th, Anthony Kelly from Niagara Falls, Ontario in the 12 Junior. Starting 13th, Sam Iftati from Welland, Ontario in the 38S. Starting 14th, Mark Deagle in the 12M. Starting 15th will be Tristan DeSalvia out of Waterdown, Ontario in the 01. Starting 16th, Mike Giberson, the pinball out of Caledonia, Ontario in the 11. Starting 17th, Jordan Denabriga from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 7. Hannah Rothwell out of Welland, Ontario will roll off 18th in the 19. And starting shotgun on the field is Fabio Oliveri out of Ancaster, Ontario in the 16.
Looks like the 19 of Hannah Rothwell having a little trouble getting her fired up after the autograph session. Looks like she might get a push from the CAA pace tow vehicle to get her start. Once we get her fired up, we can start to roll the field. There it goes.
CAA tow trucks, they'll make their way from the back of the pack into the infield. The brand new CAA Niagara score clock down in turn 1 looks great. Drivers will have no problems missing that thing as they go by. U-Pick Auto Parts SLM Recycling pace car out in front of the pack in this one. Happy birthday to Lincoln Johnson, who is turning 8 today. And we got to welcome the U8 Jets, Niagara Soccer League team and parents, family members. Kaylin Durish putting together a great night, bringing everybody out to the racetrack. We appreciate them making their way out. Congratulations on a great season, and hopefully some long soccer careers just getting going there. Next Saturday is 7X SO Night, the final point night of the year, featuring the 50-lap modified John Spencer Memorial. Mike Bowman is the defending winner of that. And please bring a non-perishable food item as we are collecting for the Open Arms Mission in Welland. The Open Arms truck will be at the front gates when you come in. Open Arms Mission appreciates all the community support, especially those of us here at Merrittville Speedway who are able to donate. Their night washed out a couple weeks ago, so we're happy to have Open Arms come back, collect their non-perishable goods. Lights out on the U-Pick Auto Parts SLM pace car. Jonathan Howe up in the booth alongside Travis Cunningham. Getting ready for the Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinder event here. Worcester and Moulton leading them to green. They fire together at the blue cone in 4. Green flag in the air. Worcester away with the jump, but here comes Moulton on the outside, and look at Shaw. Shot out of the cannon as they work down into 1 and 2.
Shaw definitely looking fast tonight in that 5.19. He's moved up already into the second spot. We've got locks action through the field. 3 wide now with LaFontaine and Kelly. Split the 60 car down the back straightaway. LaFontaine moving up in the 96 as well as Anthony Kelly in that 12. Here comes Kenny Hare in the 5K. He's up in the third spot now. He could be winner tonight as well.
Race here. Sorrenzio mowing the moat a little bit and almost got into the side of the 114 of Kyle Rothwell, who's trying to make his way through the field. Still battling amongst that mid-pack behind Kelly and Worcester on the high side. Field works through 3 and 4. Moulton will lead. Shaw, Hare. And then we got a whole gaggle of cars together. Pack racing here down the front straightaway with Worcester running in 4th.
Top 3 cars checking out, but we're side by side through the rest of the field. And Worcester still holding on to that 4th spot in the 44 truck. Worcester, Erskine, LaFontaine, Kelly Jr. and Rothwell all still in a gaggle, like Johnson said, out of turn number 4. And now the 71 of Worcester looks to the outside of the 44 of Worcester, and he's trying to get the 4th spot away now in that 71, and he takes it down the back chute.
LaFontaine lurking there as well as the top 3 continue to break away from the rest of the pack. Worcester up on the outside of Worcester, and Tyler LaFontaine works there as the 44 truck can't get a turn. That opens the door. Tyler LaFontaine is through as, Erskine and Rothwell come together, and now Kelly's in the mix as well. Great tight battle as they work down into 1 and 2. LaFontaine gets by. Rothwell trying to follow through on the inside, and he'll try to clear Worcester down the back straightaway.
Good quick reflexes there from the 61st. Catch that car as he got a little squirrely on the front straightaways. Now the 12 Junior of Kelly looks to the inside of Worcester, who still holds on, keeping Kelly behind him for now out front. Still 12 of Moulton holding about an 8-car length lead over the 5.19 of Shaw and the 5K of Hare. Top 3 remains the same as they click off lap 6.
Moulton out front, comfortably leading this one. Top 4 single file now make that the top 6 as we've got Twisted Metal Racing teammates sizing each other up for a tough spot in the top 5. Kyle Rothwell trying to take it from Tyler LaFontaine. These two have battled for the win, but right now they are battling for a spot in the top 5 as the top 4 are starting to check out in the field. Worstro has now caught the back bumper of Kenny Hare as we got a battle shaping up for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place.
Rothwell now powers around the outside of the 96 of LaFontaine. He's going to nose out in front for that 5th spot right now as they still battle TMR teammates down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Molden clicks off another lap. That's lap 8 now in the books. Shaw starting to feel a little bit of pressure from the 5K of Hare now, and Worstro still moving up and forth, and here comes Rothwell wheeling in that 71 of Worstro. Rothwell now starting to catch that top 4.
Molden, he's battling with lap traffic as he's got Pinball Mike Iverson in front of him, as well as Jordan Denabriga, who moves over to the side and lets the leader through. Shaw hanging on to 2nd. He's starting to close in as our leader works through lap traffic. That gap has significantly shrunk in the last little lap and a half, maybe full lap, as Molden now clears the 11 of Giverson, and it'll be Shaw and Hare who have to clear the pinball as they work up off of 4. Molden still out front.
2nd through 6 now, almost throw a blank numbers or nose to tail as now Hare gets to the inside of the 519 of Shaw. Worstro looking at the bottom. Rothwell now on his tail. 96 LaFontaine still hanging on to Rothwell as 2nd through 6. Here comes Hare now looking for that 2nd spot to the 519 of Shaw. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway for that 2nd spot. Shaw still able to hold it now by a nose at the start-finish line.
Rothwell working to the outside of Worstro for 4th. Side by side for 2nd and 4th. Great racing, and they're actually starting to eat into the lead of Molden as Molden tries to work around Hannah Rothwell in the 19. Hare through to 2nd. Shaw trying to cross back over. They get together. They touch down the front straightaway. And here comes Kyle Rothwell. Rothwell down into turn 1 and 2 up on the outside. He'll get by Shaw and now looks to go around the 5K of Hare down the back straightaway.
Rothwell, he smells blood, can see the leader. Gonna have to work around his daughter now. Hannah getting lapped in that 19 car. Oh, Hare gets a little squirrely and gets into the side of Rothwell. That's going to open up the door for her dad. On the outside is now Kyle Rothwell. Powers in to that 2nd spot around the outside, 3 wide with the lap car. And he gets a little shot in the door from the 19 of his daughter, and that costs him spot down the back straightaway.
Not exactly how the Rothwells planned on racing here tonight as Hannah Rothwell shuffles her dad Kyle back outside the top 5. Kenny Hare, he was almost a victim trying to get around the lap car of Rothwell. Now Kyle Rothwell jumps to the inside of daughter Hannah. White flag waving. Jay Molden, he has survived what has been a wild race behind them. Coming to the checkers. Jay Molden in the 12 will win over Kenny Hare, Rob Shaw, Worstro, LaFontaine are top 5 as we got one car a little sideways coming to the checkers. That's Fabio Oliveri. Good racing at the front, but nobody was going to touch Jay Molden tonight. Normally found in the 10 car, but today they add a 2 to it, and then they add another victory here at Merrittville Speedway. Here comes Jay now. He grabs the checkers from Randy Mallory. Jay Molden back in victory lane. A happy man, Jay Molden. Besides the lap traffic, you'd pretty much tripping over the sign here. Jay, besides the lap traffic, you didn't really have much competition out there. Tell us about a dominant drive.
I wasn't paying attention to anyone, just making my way through traffic, focusing on hitting all my marks, and that was it.
Great drive. Who do you want to thank for the win here tonight?
I have to thank Tony Kelly. Without him, I wouldn't be here. I have to thank Cooper Motorsports for everything. All my sponsors, it's hard. Fast Lane Transport, Sick Renovations, Pace Auto, Niagara Trailers, Sunflowers of Sandforn, and everybody else.
Great job. Jay Molden back in victory lane in the Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinders here at Merrittville Speedway.
Inside row 2. That's the 17 of Josh Slider. To his outside, it's the 27 of Sean Iftadi. Inside row number 3, 5th starting spot In the 16, that's Brent Bigelow. Into his outside. In the 23 out of Mount Hope, that's Jeffrey May. Inside, row 4, 7th spot out of Niagara Falls in the 07, feature winner a couple weeks ago. That's Chris Watson. Into his outside in the 26, been fast recently. That's RJ Pitts out of Port Colborne. Inside, row number 4, 9th spot. In the 24, that's Randy Giroux. Into his outside in the 4 out of Fort Erie, Ontario, that's Tyler Winger. Inside, row 6, 11th spot in the 09, that's Sean Slider. To his outside out of Welland. In the 8, that's Rob Meisner. Inside, row 7, 13th spot out of Port Colborne, 6S, that's Riley Slider. Into her outside in the 74 out of Thorold, that's Marty DeMole. Inside, row 8, 15th spot out of Waterford, that's the 88, new car here tonight for the 88 of Dan Curving. And to his outside is the 219 out of Dunville, that's Dave Cornish. And rounding out the field tonight, 9th row all by himself, 17th starting spot out of Port Colborne in the 44, that's Ryan Anderson.
Rona Deutsch Building Centers, Modified Lights making their way out onto the racetrack. The RM Racing Lubricants jumping on, sponsoring this series as well this year. We appreciate them and appreciate Modified Lights being a part of Bobcat of Hamilton Weekly Racing here at Merrittville. Big happy anniversary once again to Les and Ronnie Mawson, who got married on the track 9 years ago, August 25th, and also won tickets to the Country 89 Giant FM Suite just down the road from us. Congratulations, guys. What better way to celebrate an anniversary, especially after getting married on the racetrack. My girlfriend, who is a scorer here, Kyra, she keeps giving me the eyes every time I talk about getting married at the racetrack. And I don't know if they're good eyes or bad eyes.
White flag out this time by. We're going to go green in our Rona Deutsch RM Lubricants Mod Light division here for 15 laps. Tim Anderson and Dylan Slider are going to share that front row. Track in lightning fast condition here tonight. Going to see a lot of speed out of these Mod Lights. Josh Slider always fast on a track with lots of bite. He's going to be looking to move up from that third starting spot. Slider multi-time champion in that 17. Pace car off into turn number 3, and here comes Anderson and Slider, going to lead him to green at the blue cone in 4. Side by side, nice and tight through the field. Green flag is out, and we're racing into turn number 1. Anderson gets a good run, but Slider also stays with him as now Josh Slider gets to the inside of his cousin Dylan in the 50, side by side down the back straightaways. Here comes Jeffrey May in the 23, looking to move up as well.
May making a bold move down into 3 and 4, trying to find a way to split the middle. Can't do it that time. Anderson, he'll lead lap 1. Slider now trying to go to the lead on the inside. And May, he chooses the outside. Here comes Brent Bigelow as well, as he's up into the top 4. Started 5th, and now May all over the back bumper of Anderson as Slider goes to the lead.
May, lots of horsepower in that 23 car, doing a good job to move up from the 6th starting spot as he's already 3 wide down the front straightaway with Bigelow and Tim Anderson. Now he slides up to the top side, going to grab the cushion and power around the outside of the 16 of Bigelow, going to try to move in on the 17 of Slider. Jeffrey May in that 23 put on the show here as Slider hits a wet spot and pushes up. That's going to open up the door for May, who's there side by side for the lead down the front straightaway as they click off lap number 3.
Through 1 and 2, side by side for the lead. It's Slider upstairs, May down low. They work down the back straightaway, still door to door as they work into 3 and 4. Slider's up on the high side. He slides it. May couldn't pull off the slide job in front of him. They still are door to door as they work into 1 and 2.
May doing a good job to stop the slide job before he got into the 17 of sliders. They're still clean and green down the back straightaway. Bigelow in that 16, starting to move in on the top 2 as well. Here comes Iftati in the 27.07 of Watson, rounds out the top 5 as a moment. As May in that 23 clicks off another lap. Sean Slider starting to move up in that 09 now as he's working on pole sitter Tim Anderson.
Down the back straightaway, leaders now single file. It's May out in front over Slider. Here comes Brent Bigelow to challenge for second. Cheeseburger Iftani, that's the 27 up on the outside, dips a toe into the moat. He runs fourth, and here comes Randy Giroux in the 24, first time winner just a couple weeks ago.
Drew definitely been fast in that 24. He's looking fast tonight as he moves into the top 5. Going to look to the inside of Iftati now as he diamonds the corner in 3 and 4. Looks to swing under the 27 of Iftati for the 4 spot. Can't quite get him, but he's still moving in on him. Going to try it again in turn number 1 and 2 is now Bigelow. Looks to the inside of his car owner, Josh Slider, down the back straightaway. Bigelow definitely starting to put the pressure now on the 17 of Slider, but out front it's all Jeffrey May pulling away in that super quick 23 car here tonight.
May, Slider, Bigelow, Iftati, Giroux, Watson, Slider, Winger. Good talent at the front of this field, but May is really starting to stretch that gap out. Almost a full straightaway is the advantage as Jeffrey May found a lot of speed that time through 3 and 4. He puts the power down and continues to stretch out the advantage over Josh Slider.
May definitely liking this lightning fast track here tonight. He can put that right rear on the cushion and just hammer down. That's what he's doing at both ends of the speedway right now. Running the top side and just sailing it, pulling away. Still over a straightaway lead over the 17 of Slider, who's still feeling all kinds of pressure from the 16 of Bigelow. 24 Drew now still the inside of Iftati. That battle's been going on for a good 5-6 laps for that last spot inside the top 5. Sorry, for 4th.
Giroux trying to take the inside. He'll try to clear Iftati, can't do it. Iftati keeps the power down, and he's actually going to go by the 24, and he'll clear for that 4th spot. Meanwhile, May starting to negotiate lap traffic. He makes short work of 3 cars. He now finds himself up on the high side. Down the front straightaway, Jeffrey May clear of the lap traffic. No problem slowing him down there. Jeffrey May continues his Saturday night cruise.
Definitely putting on a clinic as that 23 of May. He's got 2.5 laps to go. He's coming to popsicle sticks in the air this time from starter Randy Mallory. It's 20 laps, my mistake, because there's 7 laps to go this time for the 23 of May, who's definitely stretching it out front, and he's over a straightaway lead over the 16 of Bigelow now in 2nd spot.
Lap cars could be a factor once again as Brent Bigelow, he catches some lap traffic. He'll try to shoot the middle, can't do it. He crosses over the 88 and down the front straightaway. He gets by some more lap traffic. Josh Slider works there in the lap traffic as well. And Randy Giroux back battling with Iftati. All this happening over a straightaway behind our leader Jeffrey May, who continues to run away with it.
Drew got by the 27 of Iftati that time, and now he starts to work on the 17 of Slider for the final podium spot in 3rd. Slider has fallen back now from the 2nd spot as Bigelow trying to catch the 23 of May, but he's got a lot of work to do as May's still got over a straightaway lead as the blue flag is shown to a couple more slower cars at the back as May comes up on them. As Slider now getting around the 6X of Riley Slider, who is a lap down as Giroux gets around her now as well.
Good run from Randy Giroux. He's up to 4th now and looking for more. He's stalking Josh Slider down the back straightaway, trying to find a way around now on the high side through 3 and 4. Riley Slider's looped it on the high side of turn 3, and that is going to bring us out a yellow, and that is not what Jeffrey May wanted to see as he was gone.
Definitely not what the 23 of May wanted to see there as he had over a straightaway lead over the 16 of Bigelow, but now Bigelow going to be right on his back bumper for the restart. We got 3 laps to go here in our Roy and Deutsch RM Lubricants Mod Lite Division feature, and it's going to be a 3-lap shootout between the top 3, 4, even top 5 cars all capable of winning. It's going to be a wicked show here for the fans now with May losing that straightaway lead.
May brings him in real slow and turns him loose right as he hits the score clock. And May gets away with a great jump. Green flag in the air.
May back to that top side. It's going to take a mistake, I think, out of that 23 for him to lose this feature as he's doing a good job on that high side. It's going to take a big effort from one of the cars in behind him to get a run on the bottom side to get by as he sees 2 to go this time from Randy Mallory, your starter. 2 to go for the 23 of Jeffrey May out front.
Bigelow and Slider work side by side. Here comes Randy Giroux. He's going to get to the inside of the 17. They battle for third down into turn 3. May up on the high side. Bigelow sees white flag this time. Excuse me, May sees the white flag. Then it's Bigelow, Slider, Giroux, and if Toddy your top 5. Does anybody have anything for Jeffrey May?
May half lap to go for him. Drew gets by the 17 of Slider there in turn number 1 and 2 for that final podium spot. Slider going to try to give him a slide job back to try to get a checker flag flying for the 23. Jeffrey May, great run for him. Second, 16 Bigelow. Third, Drew. Fourth, Toddy, and fifth, rounding out the top 5 with 17 of Slider. Then Watson, Winger, Pitts, DeMol, and Rob Meisner rounds out the top 10. Jeffrey's crew down here in Victory Lane, lots of smiles on their face as they put a whooping on him here tonight in Merrittville's Mod Lite division. Jeffrey, congratulations. That was a great run for you, hitting that top side all the way around, probably foot to the wood on this super fast track. Tell us about it. Tell us about the fast track here tonight.
Yeah, car was great, pretty much right from the green flag. It's a little bit different tonight. Like you said, it was hammer down. It's been slick all year so far, so I can't thank the Spees family enough for putting on an awesome facility week in and week out.
You boys have definitely been finding some speed. I think I heard this is a newer car. You had one a couple weeks ago anyway, but tell us about that and all your sponsors that help you out, all your crew that get you here into Victory Lane here tonight.
Yeah, we brought a new car out a couple weeks ago. Mike and my dad and Chris, they put a ton of work into it this winter, so I can't thank them enough. Maximum Racing Oil puts an awesome rig underneath us. Home Away from Home, Minkster Opportunities, Barton Auto Parts, and obviously all the fans here. We can't do it enough without you guys. Thank you.
Great job again tonight. So tonight's Mod Lite feature winner, put your hands together one more time for the 23 of Jeffrey May.
Our Hoosier stocks up next as Victory Lane continues on. Let's have a look at how they're going to line up for this one. Adam Plazik out of Caister Centre, Ontario in the 41 will go on pole alongside of Go Fast Teeple out of Thorold, Ontario in the 11. Starting third, Zach Bleach from Port Robinson, Ontario in the 108. Starting fourth will be Donnie Lampman out of Caister Centre, Ontario in the 28D. Starting fifth, Dave Small from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 7X. Starting sixth will be Clinton Nichols from Hamilton, Ontario in the 43C. Mike Thorne rolls off seventh in the 55 alongside of Jim Lampman from Caister Centre, Ontario in the 28. Starting ninth, Devin Bacher from Hagersville, Ontario in the 3B. Starting 10th, Rob General out of Six Nations, Ontario in the 44. Starting 11th will be Evan Curtis from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 2EZ. Starting 12th, that's Ryan Beagle in the 84RK. Starting 13th, Rob Murray in the M1. Starting 14th, Kyle Pellrine from Smithville, Ontario in the 47X. Starting 15th will be Jason Fontaine out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the 1J. Starting 16th, Dave Bailey from Hagersville, Ontario in the 49. Starting 17th, Chris Hale out of Guelph, Ontario in the 79. Starting 18th, Bryce Richardson from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 11R. Starting 19th, that's Casey Huffman out of Brantford, Ontario in the 13. Starting 20th will be Jeff Larmett out of Thorold, Ontario in the 601. And rounding out the field of 21 cars, Ron Logie out of Burlington, Ontario in the 97. It's been a hot night. I hope you headed down to the snack bar and grabbed yourself some Kawartha Dairy. You didn't have to walk all the way out to Merrittville Big Scoop for ice cream tonight. We had cups available, still probably available as well, of vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, creamy orange, cotton candy, chocolate peanut butter flavors, all for $3.75 plus tax. Your favorite Kawartha Dairy flavors now trackside at Merrittville Speedway. Lights out on the U-Pick Auto Parts, SLM Recycling, Pace Car, Plazik, and Teeple will lead them to green. Jonathan Howe up in the booth. Travis Cunningham joining me as well. Been a great night of racing. Appreciate everybody coming out for Fan Appreciation Night, courtesy Country 89 and Giant FM. Plazik, Teeple, they fire together at the blue stick in 4, and green flag is back underway for the Hoosier Stocks.
Nice even start all the way through the field. Clinton Nichols had a look 3 wide in the middle of Donnie Lampman and the 7X of Dave Smalls. Now they're 3 wide with Jim Lampman and Dave Small down the back straightaway. Clinton Nichols in that 43C. Adam Plazik got the lead off that start. Now he feels a little bit of bumper tag from the 28D of Donnie Lampman, but Adam Plazik going to hold on in that 41, and he's going to lead lap 1.
Plazik leads lap 1. Donnie Lampman and Go Fast Teeple playing full Full contact car racing as they battle for second. One car slow on the front stretch here. That's Rob General in the 44 as he rows the moat. That will bring out an early yellow in this one.
Tough break for the 44 of Generals. He comes up lame out of turn number 4 after only 1 lap completed. Rest of the field doing a good job to get slowed down when the yellow came out without too much bumper tag out there. And we're going to have to re-rack them, stack them, and we're going to get back green here in this 20-lap feature for our Hoosier stocks. Cone in for Adam Plaza. Gets a real good start this time, and he's going to lead single-handedly down the front straightaway. Teeple trying to keep up, but here comes Zach Leach in that 108. Going to look to his outside is now Donnie Lampman in that Monte Carlo. Going to try to get as good as a start as he did last time under the 7X now of Dave Small, who throws it on the top side looking for more in that 7X, as here comes Plaza to lead another lap out of turn number 4.
A little bit of damage to the backside of the Monte Carlo. Donnie Lampman, young Donnie Lampman, got clipped, I believe, by Nichols on the start. They all jammed up. Mike Thorne got a piece of that one as well, but everybody continues on. We stay green, but that back bumper on the Lampman 28D is hanging on for dear life, while Plazik, he's leading and running in, and oh wow, 4 cars wide. It looks like Nichols is hooked together with another car. They're going to get straightened out. Kyle Pelrine gets the worst of that as he drove into the front. Flat right front on the 47X. We'll see if he's able to make it to the pits. We stay green thus far. Chaos early in the Hoosier stocks.
That was bound to happen as there were 3 wide, almost 3 rows deep there. As tough break, though, for the 47 of Pelrine, who gets the flat right front in that 47X. He's going to have to take it for the pits, but out on the speedway, we're still 3 wide, or about for the 7th spot with Thorne, Fontaine, and Jim Lampman, as Dave Bailey has nowhere to go in that 49. He's still mired back around in the 10th spot as he makes a 4 wide move, as I say that, to pick up about 9th, all the way up to about 7th now for the 49 of Bailey, who made a great move out of 4, 3 wide through the middle.
Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey works through the middle of the pack. He gets by young Donnie Lampman. Now he has his sights set on Zach Bleach. He goes right to the outside. It looks like might be a flat tire for Donnie Lampman, I believe. Might be the left front that's flat, as that car has slowed and he comes down the front stretch. Tough break for Donnie Lampman, who was running very well early in this one. We'll see if he can make it back to the pits. Plazik now has company at the front of the field. Or excuse me. Plazik, yes, and has company from Small. Small trying to work over the backside of Plazik. Teeple now has a mirror full of Bailey as the cream starting to rise to the top. Dave Bailey finding his way to the front once again in the Hoosier stocks.
Beagle in that 84 has got a flat right rear. Tough break for feature winner a couple of weeks ago. Beagle in that 84 he's still got a flat right rear on that car. He notices it now, going to pull it to the pits. As Small now feeling all kinds of, gets the lead away from the 41 of Plazik, going to bring the 49 of Bailey through with him. Bailey now all over the back bumper of the 7X of Small. Great battle for the lead as Bailey gets off the top side a little bit, opens up the door for the 41 of Plazik, throw it back in. Who catches the side of Bailey and's going to turn around in front of the field. Mikey Thorne does a great job to get it stopped there before nosing the 41, and actually that could have been way worse as it was, as Murray and Curtis now stuck together on the front straightaway as well.
Small as the control car can fire anywhere between the score clock and the blue cone in 4. Green flag is in the air. Look at Fontaine with the restart. They're going to be 3 wide as they work down into turn 1.
3 wide for the lead through turn 1 and 2. Brewster Baker, 49 of Dave Bailey, going to take the lead on the top side of turn 1 and 2 that time, as here comes the 1J of Fontaine. He's been fast in that 1J car here recently, as he's going to try to throw it to the inside of the 7X of Small. They're side by side. Dead heat at the line for that 2nd spot as Teeple in the 11 and Zach Leach right now round out the top 5, as here comes Mikey Bobby looking to join the top 5 though in that 55 car.
Fontaine works to the inside of Small. He'll clear him through 3 and 4 and now has his sights set on our leader Dave Bailey, who's already trying to run away and hide. Halfway in, halfway home. Small all over the backside of Fontaine for 2nd. Then for 4th, they're 3 wide as Thorne, Bleach, and Teeple battle. And it looks like Donnie Lampman's got another mechanical issue. He takes it to the inside, and he'll park it on the go-kart track. Tough break for young Donnie Lampman. Side by side for 4th. Thorne and Bleach continue to do battle.
Leaders have stretched it out, but tons of side-by-side action in between them from 4th through about the whole field. Through 4th, side-by-side is Mikey Thorne in that 55 doing a good job to get by the 108 of Bleach. Thorne now into that 4th spot as here comes the 79 of Hale. He's also moving up through the field. in that 79 car. Hale, no stranger to the front of the field at any speedway he runs, and he's starting to move that way now in that 79. As here comes Bailey, though, out of 4. As we've got some cars together now in the top of turn number 1 and 2, it looks like Bacher and Jim Lamon come together on the top of turn 2, and we are going to have to go yellow.
Jim Lampman and Bacher turned around on the high side of 2, trying to get everybody straightened out.
They can fire anywhere between the scoreboard and the blue cone in 4. Creepy crawly into turn 3 and 4. Where are they going to fire? On the green, on the gas. Green flag is out. Dave Bailey gets a good start, but Fontaine's right there with him. Fontaine going to try to slide up, see what he can do. But Bailey gets a good run through 3 and 4. Fontaine misses his line a little bit, and that opened up the door. Great restart for the 55 of Mike Thorne in that 55 Burger Barn car, and he's going to set his sights now on the 49 of your leader, Dave Bailey.
3 wide behind them as one car loops it. It's Teeple off the front end of the M1 of Murray. We'll see if they can keep it going. Nichols is parked right in front, and that is going to bring out a yellow once again. And we'll go back under the caution flag once again, and we'll see if Teeple can get it righted after. Not sure if there was contact there with Murray, but Murray did a great job to try to stay off of them. Cars did not get hooked together, and once again, Bailey's going to have to work hard to hold off another hard charger of the 55 of Mike Thorne. We'll see where the field fires here. Thorne and Bailey lead him back to green. Bailey hits the gas just past the score clock, and he is gone. Thorne trying to keep pace on the inside, but it's going to be Chris Hale who takes advantage of the outside lane as well. But Thorne hanging tough on the inside. Bailey clears him down the back straightaway.
Hale definitely looking good in that 79 cars. He's now into the 3rd spot, looking to the outside of the 55 of Thorne, who picks up a huge push out of 4 and goes all the way to the top side of the front straightaway. Kind of blocks the progress of the 79 of Hale, who looks to his outside as we're going to have to go yellow for the 41 of Adam Plazik, who is stalled on the return road the way back into the pits, blocking it into turn number 2, and we have to go yellow.
Plazik looped it on the high side of 2 and kind of got himself stuck up there on the intro to the pits, and that's another yellow. Another restart for Bailey to try to survive.
As we go green, this time by, nice slow start again. Here we go at the blue cone in Thorne. Thorne does get a pretty good start this time as they're side by side under the Tim Hortons finish line. Bailey through the middle, going to slide up, catch the cushion, and be your leader as Thorne kind of dimes the corner, tries to get a run off the bottom of 2, but it's not going to work as the 49 of Bailey leads down the back straightaway over the 55 of Thorne. And Zach Bleach now in that 108 to the outside of the 79 of Hale. Zach Bleach looking for that 3rd spot. Great run out of him tonight.
Couple cars getting squirrely up off of 4. That's the 601 of Larmont. He gets in trouble with the 2EZ of Curtis. They come together. Briefly, we're tangled, and it looks like everybody's going to stay straight. We're going to stay green. Oh, no. Larmont is slowing in turn 2. Bailey still out in front. Larmont gets to the pits. We stay green. Bailey leads Thorne. Fontaine, Hale battle side by side for 3rd, and Zach Bleach is there as well.
Great job by the 601 alarmer to get to the pit so we can stay green as we're coming to 3 to go this time for the 49 of Bailey, who's opened up his lead again over the 55 of Thorne, and the 1J of Fontaine, who's made his way back into the top 3 in that 1J. It's definitely been a changing of the guard into top 3 throughout this race as Fontaine's had a shot at the lead. He's been all over the top 5 as now he's back up to 3rd, trying to chase down that 55 car of Mikey Thorne as Dave Bailey sees 2 to go this time from starter Randy Mallory.
They're all chasing Dave Bailey down into 1 and 2. So smooth, so consistent, knows how to get it done in a Hoosier stock here. Dave Bailey down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's going to be coming to the white flag this time with about a half a straightaway advantage over Mike Thorne.
White flag out this time for the 49 of Dave Bailey. We're 3 wide for the 4 spot down the front straightaway that's the 5th spot with Murray, who's done a good job to move back up Zach Bleach, and the 2 of Curtis. But into 3 and 4, final time. Your leader is Dave Bailey. Checker flag in the air. He's going to pick up another win here at Merrittville for the 49 of Bailey, followed by 2nd, Mike Thorne. 3rd, Jason Fontaine. 4th, Chris Hale. 5th, Rob Murray. 6th, Zach Bleach. 7th, Evan Curtis. 8th, Dave Small. 9th, that looks like this 97 of Logie. Good job for him to move up through the field. And the 11 of Richardson's going to round out the top 10.
A little bit of damage, though. This is not the cleanest we've seen the 49 all season. I see a hole in the side of it. sheet metal, tear to back at the back quarter panel here. Here comes Dave Bailey capturing another checkered flag. Big yell. Lots of fan support here tonight for Dave Bailey, who's been nothing but dominant. I don't know if I'm going to be able to interview you here. I got a lot of competition on the front stretch here to compete with. Tell us about the drive, Dave.
Yeah, there's lots of grip in this racetrack tonight. It's super fast, and we're a little concerned after the heat, so the mud we were pulling off of it, but made for a fast racetrack, and you guys should be in for 2 more good races tonight.
Who do you want to thank for the drive tonight?
I got to thank Queenston Chev, Jibs Action Sports, Transaxle, Rolly's Rotary Ditching, my son, my dad, and Zuby's not here with us tonight, but I got to thank him too.
Dave Bailey, once again the winner in the Hoosier Stocks. A little bit of work to do on this car after it's been through a bit of a war in the Hoosiers as of late. We're getting ready to go with our Rick's Delivery RM Racing Lubricant Sportsman. I'll send it back upstairs to Travis Cunningham to take you through the lineup.
24 Rick's Delivery Sportsman finish lined up off turn number 4, and here's how they're going to line up. On the pole in the 68, he had a great run in his heat tonight. That's Curtis Friesen, his outside in the 13M. That's Daniel McKay. Inside, row number 2, third spot out of Niagara Falls in the 22. That's Terry Smith, his outside in the 3N out of Ridgeway. That's Noah Mamo. Inside, row 3, fifth spot at the 2K. That's Rob Knapp, and his outside pulling double duty tonight. That's the 20 of Jay Mallory. Inside, row 4, seventh spot out of Port Colborne, 15. That's Adam Leslie, to his outside out of St. Catharines, 8S. That's Justin Sharp. Inside, row 5, ninth spot, 74. That's Dave Flanagan Jr. into his outside out of St. Catharines, 24. That's Cameron Lane. Inside, row number 6, 11th spot out of Niagara-on-the-Lake, 72. That's James Michael Friesen to his outside in the 18R out of Fort Erie. That's Brad Rouse. Inside, row number 7, 13th starting spot for the 74X of Taylor Vanderzand into his outside. That's the 28 of Mitch Dumont out of Welland. Inside, row 8, 15th spot. That's the 1F of Ryan Ferry to his outside, 108. That's Billy Bleach out of Port Robinson. Inside, row number 9, 17th spot out of St. Catharines in the Lucky 7. That's Cody McPherson to his outside in the 17C. That's Caleb Taylor. Inside, row number 10, 19th spot out of Ridgeway, 3 Mamo. That's Dave Mamo to his outside in the 62. That out of Port Colborne. That's John Babian. Inside, row number 11, 21st starting spot out of Ridgeway, 23, and that's Nathan Peaty to his outside in the 19A. That's Dean Scott. Inside, row number 12, 23rd starting spot tonight in the 1 out of Welland. That's Jason Van Mill, and rounding out the field, 24th starting spot in the 16. It's going to be Brent Bigelow.
I know the racing action is about to heat up, but if your appetite is heating up, 2-for-1 burgers right now at the Snack Shack down on the back of the grandstand area. 2-for-1 burgers. Make sure you pick up yours before you leave. Lights out on the U-Pick Auto Parts SLM Recycling pace car. Friesen leads him to green alongside of McKay. They fire together at the blue pole in 4. Green flag in the air. Oh, we got trouble on the front stretch already as we got cars beating and banging off each other. Oh, everybody getting squirrely, but looks like they're all going to stay straight and we're going to stay green. Oh, no, we're going yellow. I believe the call from the tower.
Right there. Do it again. 2 spots. Anyone else does it for the rest?
Race director Melissa Stevens warning Curtis Friesen for jumping the restart on that one. Friesen got going just a little bit ahead of that blue pole in 4, and that's why we're under yellow. We'll line him up, try it again. 1 warning has been issued, and that is all. The next time anybody jumps the start, that is automatic penalty. Probably going to be 2 spots.
Start 24C ahead of the 18.
Field line back up. Green flag back in the air. A little smoother that time as well. Friesen gets drilled from behind by Smith. But again, we're still racing. We're still green.
Rob Knapp in the 2K got around the 22 as Smith that time. He's up into the 4th spot. Now Noah Mamo got a way better start in that 3N as he holds the 3rd spot in that 3, and as we're 3 wide, 2 wide all the way back through the field as the 13M of McKay leads lap 1. And we've got a whole bunch of cars all the way through the field, side by side. Lots of racing through this one as Adam Leslie now to the inside of Friesen and Rouse, trying to pick up about the 7th spot right now.
Somebody tell these guys these are open wheel stock cars, as we've got full contact stock car racing throughout the field in this one, and it has been more than a couple harrowing moments early in this one. Field starting to spread out now with McKay in front. Then it's Friesen. Mamo trying to make a move for second. Jay Mallory lurking there in fourth, but he's got Justin Sharp on the outside, and Sharp's going to try to get by both Mallory and Mamo down the front straightaway.
Lots of tight racing around this tacky Merrittville surface here tonight. Sharp was trying to get around the 3M of Mamo, but now he's looked like maybe lose a spot to the 20 of Mallory. He's going around the bottom side, but Sharp gets a good run out of 4 this time, and he's going to get third at the line. It was about a dead heat for the line between the 3 and of Mamo and the 8S of Sharp at third. They're still dead heat coming out of 2. Still dead heat down the back straightaway for that third spot between the 3N and Mamo and this 8S of Sharp. Great racing all around the speedway here tonight in the Sportsman division so far.
Mamo has to deal with both Mallory and now Brad Rouse to the outside as Rouse looks to break into the top 5. Top 3 cars single file. Tight racing throughout the field here. McKay still leads it with Friesen now all over the back bumper, and now Curtis Friesen trying to go to the lead on the outside of turn number 1. Down through 1 and 2. Friesen and McKay, they're side by side for the lead as they're 4 wide for a brief moment with Mallory, Friesen, Mamo, and Rouse. Tight racing through the Sportsman tonight.
Now we got a battle for the lead. The 68 of Curtis Friesen gets back around the 13M of McKay. Going to bring the 8S of Justin Sharp through as I'm going to try to sharply up on that top side, trying to get around the 13 of McKay to move into that second spot as Curtis Friesen, your early leader, has now got back to the lead, and he's going to lead lap 8 now under the Tim Hortons finish line.
This track bad fast tonight, and it is producing chaotic racing early. Up at the front, Justin Sharp trying to find a way around Curtis Friesen into 3 and 4. Sharp pitches it down low. Friesen to the high side. Friesen will clear. Justin Sharp in the Blue Moon Potatoes 8S trying to find a way around Curtis Friesen in the Reed's Haulage 68. There, the top 2 cars is Brad Rouse now up to 3rd.
Brad Rouse in that 18R moving up from his 16th starting spot and already into the 3rd spot in that 18R. So definitely a good job for the 18R. Rouse already started 12th outside row number 6, but Rouse still doing a good job. He's move in now on the 8S of Sharp for that 2nd spot. As Friesen starting to distance himself a little bit from the 8S of Sharp now as he clicks off lap 11. Friesen with about a 5-6 car length lead now over the 8S of Sharp, who's got pressure from the 18R Rouse.
Mallory has slipped by McKay for 4th. Now looks like Flanagan trying to follow suit. He'll get by the 13M, and here comes JMF. James Michael Friesen, Bobcat of Hamilton 72 on the move, trying to find his way into the top 5. They battle side by side underneath the Tim Hortons finish line. Meanwhile, up at the front, top 3 starting to close in a little tighter. Lap cars in front of Curtis Friesen, our leader. Sharp, Rouse, all right there as well in case Friesen slips up.
Curtis Friesen doing a good job that time to get around the 19A. Out of turn number 4, clean now trying to work on the 3 Mamo of Dave Mamo down the back straightaway. As the 68 of Friesen's going to throw around the height side, try to drive around the 3M of Mamo. He does, and puts him a lap down. Click off another lap here as that's 14 in the books. 14 down, 11 to go here in our Rick's Delivery Sportsman Division feature. Curtis Friesen still out front in that 68.
Friesen, clear racetrack ahead of him now, but Sharp is right in his rearview mirror. Friesen gets up into the little bit of the bumpy stuff, and that allows Justin Sharp to close right in. Justin Sharp goes to the inside in turn number 1 and 2. Down on the inside, trying to clear Friesen down the back straightaway. He'll do so. Justin Sharp to the lead. Here comes Curtis Friesen looking for the crossover. Can't do it this time through 3 and 4. He points it down the hill, but can't get back there, as here comes Brad Rouse, who's wanting to challenge for second.
Blue Moon Potatoes right 8 as a Justin Sharp doing a great job to get by on the bottom side of the 68 of Friesen, who's doing a good job of railing that cushion. Before that is now Sharp has taken the top side away as now Rouse gets into the side of the 68 for the 2nd spot. Brad Rouse now into 2nd over the 68 of Friesen as we're yellow, as we've got a car around off the top of turn number 3 and 4. That is the 19A of Dean Scott.
Scott loops it and finds himself parked up on the high side track incredibly fast tonight. And it is full contact stock car racing. We saw Rouse and Friesen come together battling for second. Mallory now up to fourth. James Michael Friesen up to fifth.
35 lap 358 modified feature. And here we go, out of 4, green flag in the air, Sharp in that 8S. Has about a half-strict car lead over the 18R of Rouse, who's going to try to bang that cushion down in turn number 1 and 2 and drive around the 8S. Blue Moon Potatoes cars are side by side down the back straightaway for the lead. Sharp does a good job, and now he switches it up to the top side, takes the line away from the 18R Rouse, and he's going to lead lap 18.
Sharp away with the lead. Friesen's doing battle. Curtis Friesen and JMF. James Michael Friesen up on the high side. Here comes Jay Mallory as well. More cars making contact as I believe Flanagan and Knapp got together. As Knapp, you can see, kicking up a whole bunch of dust on the D-shaped oval, and maybe Knapp's got bigger problems as he finds himself up on the outside. And I believe Friesen just rode the moat into the wall. He's got a problem. And Knapp has come to stop up on the high side of 4.
Lots of action happening there on the 19th lap of our Rick's Delivery Sportsman feature here tonight, as we've got the 2K and Knapp, who got together with someone down the back straightaway, kicked up a whole bunch of dust down there. It's still settling in the lights off the back straightaway D-shape here at Merrittville.
Fans, you've been loud all night, and I think we're going to have a whole bunch more action to cheer on here. Sharp, Rouse, they hit the loud pedal as soon as you hit the score clock, and Sharp away with the lead, but here comes Brad Rouse. Tight race behind them as well throughout the top 5 as Sharp clears to the lead.
Sharp gets a shot in the back bumper from the 18R there, but it actually extends the 8S's lead. There is now 18R of Rouse going to try to throw it to his end side, but it's not going to work too much. Bite off the top of turn number 4 right now on Merrittville Speedway out of 4. And Sharp doing a good job in that Blue Moon Potato 8S to roll that top side and keep that 18R of Rouse in behind him for now. Don't look now, but here comes the 20 of Mallory. Mallory definitely having a good run in that number 20 car as he takes second away from Rouse at the line around the outside of 4. Definitely out of 4. Looks like the top side is the fast line right now.
Down the back straightaway they go. Justin Sharp has 2 cars in his rearview mirror as Mallory upstairs. Sharp goes up into the rough stuff. He's going to try to put the power down, and he will do so. Still continues to lead. Rouse committed to the bottom side. Now has to deal with Friesen, who's going to go to the middle between Mallory and Rouse. Great move from JMF. Here comes James Friesen now on the outside. He's looking to take over the lead. He washes out the racetrack. Here comes Billy Bleach Jr. as well. Tight racing throughout the field.
So much good racing right now through our top 5 as JMF is making a crack for the lead, but now he slips up, and the 18R Rouse gets by him now for the second spot. So much position changing now. So here comes the 20 of Mallory, gets into the 17 of Friesen, and they're hard into the front stretch wall with the 72 of James Michael Friesen and the 108 of Bill Bleach. Hard hit for the 72 of Friesen there, who got into it with the 20 of Mallory, and the 108 of Bleach there, just an innocent bystander in that one, I think.
Big hit for Friesen and the 108 of Bleach. Hard racing that. I believe Mallory got a piece of that one as well. And that is not what Justin Sharp wanted to see, as he was loving what he saw in his rearview mirror as the cars continued to battle. He was driving away from the field. And then we had a big tangle in the top 5. Sharp out front of Rouse, Mallory, McPherson, Begalow, your top 5. Green flag in the air. Sharp punches it the minute he hits the score clock, but Rouse not letting him get away. Green and white flags waving. Down into turn 1 and 2. Sharp goes to the extreme high side. Here comes Brad Rouse. Rouse is going to go to the lead. What a move from Brad Rouse. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Does Sharp have enough to get back by? He goes to the inside. He can't do it. Brad Rouse will win the Rick's Delivery RM Racing Lubricant Sportsman. Great drive from Brad Rouse on that 1-lap shootout. He wins it over Justin Sharp, Jay Mallory, Cody McPherson, and Brent Begalow, your top 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is climbing out of the car. How about a big Merrittville round of applause for tonight's Rick's Delivery Sportsman Division feature winner, 18R Brad Rouse. Good job, buddy. All right, Brad, that was a super exciting race. Definitely a lot of bite in the track tonight. You guys haven't seen that a lot. You're definitely hammered down the whole track. You had that one lap shootout, green and white at the same time. You had one shot at him. You made it stick. Tell us about that wicked move for the lead.
We were trying to work that bottom in 1 and 2, but one time I think I fell back to 4th trying to work the bottom, but the top was so fast. But Sharpie ran a hell of a race, and you know what? To race up there with those guys and to race Sharpie for the win like that, it was awesome.
Yeah, definitely another win. Great race between you and Sharp there for the win. He would definitely wanted that one. You snuck it away from him on the last lap. Tons of sponsors here on this 18R. Why don't you tell us about them and all your crew that helped you get to the 18R here to victory lane for another one here on the 2021 season?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my crew, especially we've been trying to juggle 2 cars and it's been a lot of work, but I'd like to thank Theo, all the tires and everything he does all week, and Chippy and Little Ports and all the guys that help out, all the people that support me, and every name on this car helps me get to the front. And my wife and my kids for putting up with me out in the shop every night.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. How about a hand for tonight's Rick's Delivery Sportsman Division feature winner again? It's the 18R, Brad Rouse.
Derek Van Mill scheduled to go on pole out of Welland, Ontario in the 2 Cool. Then it's Tanner Podwinski out of Waynfleet, Ontario in the 72. Starting 3rd, Trevor Wright from Beamsville, Ontario in the 09. Starting 4th, Tom Neal from St. Catharines, Ontario in the 2X. Starting 5th, that's Shane Pierce out of Waynfleet, Ontario in the 88. Starting 6th, Fast Freddie Carlton in the 96. Starting 7th, Darren Peters from Fort Erie, Ontario in the 1P. Starting 8th, Chad Chevalier from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 12. Starting 9th, Scott Wood out of Thorold, Ontario in the 38. Starting 10th will be Austin Wood out in the 1XP. On the inside of row number 6, Matt Williamson in the 6 out of St. Catharines. Starting 12th to his outside, Pete Bicknell from St. Catharines, Ontario in the 42. Starting 13th, that's Mike Bowman in the 71. Starting 14th, Brian Page from Ridgeway, Ontario in the 43. Starting 15th, Gary Lindberg from St. Catharines, Ontario in the 37S. Starting 16th, Todd Gordon in the 28. Starting 17th, Jay Mallory in the 0 tonight for Glenn Stiers. And starting 18th, last car in the grid, Tyler Willard from St. Catharines, Ontario in the 777.
As the 2 Cool of Van Mill and the 72 of Podwinski going to lead him to green here in our 35-lap S&W Service Defender 358 Modified Division. Here we go. RPMs come up and work green out of 4. Derek Van Mill leads him into turn number 1. Trevor Wright in the 09 gets a good start. He's going to look to the inside of Podwinski as now Wright gets a good run off the bottom, but the 72 of Podwinski gets a better run off the top side as they're still side by side for that second spot between the 09 of Wright and the 72 of Podwinski as Van Mill leads it to 2 Cool on lap 1.
One car amongst the top front start runners. Tom Neal in the 2X quickly shuffled to the back. He got a little wide up on the outside of 2, and that cost him a whole bunch of spots. As another car goes wide, that's Fast Freddie Carlton, who's going to drop a couple positions as well as he washes out wide. Still at the front, it's Van Mill, who has to fight off a hard-charging Trevor Wright.
Van Mill in that 2 Cool still leading. Wright in the 09 wants to lead. Right down on the bottom. Van Mill kind of rolling the middle, slides up to the cushion out of 4 as that opens up the door for the 09 to Wright. As he almost had it that time by. We've got cars around in turn number 3 and 4. Fred Carlton hard into the inside wall in that 96. Looks like maybe the 37 of Lindbergh in behind him, and the 0 of Mallory also stopped up there in turn number 4. We are yellow.
Mike Bowman got a piece of that one as well in this 71, and he has already taken it to the pits, I believe. I'm not sure what exactly started that. Carlton may have just got loose on his own. There might have been contact there, but he and Bowman come together, and now Carlton finds himself parked on the inside of turn 4, and it looks like Lindbergh stuck behind him. I'm not sure how much damage Gary Lindbergh has. We'll see if he can keep it going. Mallory looks like he's going to be able to keep going into the Glenn Stiers 0 tonight. Van Mill can fire anywhere between the score clock and the blue cone. Leads him in real slow, turns him loose. Green flag in the air.
Trevor Wright in that 09 gets a good start. He's going to cross the nose of the 2 of Van Mill and take the lead. Out of turn number 2, Heavy Chevy in that 12 car gets a good restart as well. In that 12, he's going to sail it on the top side, try to get around the 09 to Wright as we've got cars together, but it looks like everyone's going to be able to straighten it out of 4 as Wright reads that. No, sorry, he lost the lead at the line to the 12 of Chevalier. Chevalier now your leader on that top side is Matt Williamson, already up to the second spot in that 6 car.
Here comes Matt Williamson. He started 11th. He's up to 3rd. Cars negotiating that mid-pack well so far as Scott Wood makes a bold move to the inside of Van Mill. Fast Freddie Carlton's rejoined, but he will quickly be a car in the way of our leader, Heavy Chevy Chad Chevalier, looking to put the 96 a lap down into 1 and 2. Heavy Chevy leads them.
Pete Bicknell in that 42 trying to work in on the 1P. Oh, we got one hard in the, that's the 11, or sorry, the 12 of Chevalier and the 96 of Carlton hard together on the top of turn number 3 and 4. I missed that one. All I saw was the 12 in the air, and that's a big hard crash in 3 and 4.
Fast Freddie Carlton was trying to stay away from getting lapped. Carlton spun from the high side right in front of our leader, Heavy Chevy, and Chevalier just nosed right into him and almost rolled the 96. Big hit. We'll get an update on the drivers here shortly.
Williamson, your pole car going to set the pace right in the 09, going to try to get a good start right beside him as they can fire anywhere between the sign and the blue cone. Williamson fires right at the blue cone, gets a great start on the 09 to right. And Williamson's going to cross up and take the top side into turn number 2. Williamson, your leader, over right, and now Peters into 3rd in that 1P, looking for 2nd on right.
Peters makes the move to the inside of the 09. Darren Peters gets a little sideways. Pierce trying to drive to the inside. He cuts to the inside of that 1P. They're battling side by side, tight racing for 2nd place. All that allowing Matt Williamson to start to drive away as he stretched things out by about 5 car lengths as they work through 3 and 4.
Shane Pierce in that tail panel car trying to work the inside of Peters in that 1P, but Peters does a good job to hold that 3rd spot. Is now Peters' team car, the 1XP of Austin Wood, gets a run around the outside of Shane Pierce in that 88, looking for 4th. Wood in that 1 car as well to the outside. Now he takes over 4th as Lindbergh, who's in that earlier incident, already up to 5th and 37, as now he works to the inside of Pierce.
Great rebound for Gary Lindbergh as he's starting to crack his way into the top 5. Right, Peters, Wood, now Lindbergh. Does anybody have anything for our leader, Matt Williamson, who's found a way to hook himself up once again here? He was bad fast in his heat earlier in the night, and so far here he's found more speed up on the high side as he keeps that S&W Service Center number 6 wound up on the outside and continues to drive away.
Williamson over a straightaway lead, who's over the 09 to right, who's doing a good job for that rookie driver to hang on to 2nd. With Peters' cars in behind him of Peters and Wood. Gary Lindbergh in the 37 rounds up the top 5 for now. Bicknell, who's up the 5th, has fell back to 7th spot after that restart. But the 09 car of Trevor Wright definitely doing a good job to hold on to that 2nd spot as we are now 13 laps in for the 6th of Williamson.
Williamson leads. Wright, Peters, Wood, Lindbergh, your top 5. Cars starting to spread out. Lap traffic will soon be a factor for Matt Williamson. Podwinski and the 43 at the back. That's Page, Brian Page in the 43. Those are the first cars that Williamson will see for the lap cars. Down the back straightaway, Williamson out to a full straightaway advantage once again here. That S&W Service Center 6 is hooked up on the outside and driving away.
Darren Peters had trouble that time on the top side at turn 1 and 2, lost the spot to his teammate Austin Wood in the 1XP, so Wood now into 3rd over Peters and the 37 of Lindbergh, who's now into 4th spot by the 1P. Peters going to work on the 1XP of Austin Wood next for that 3rd spot as Gary Lindbergh in that 37S doing a good job to move up through as now he slides up in front of Peters but loses ground to the 1XP of Wood.
Lindbergh with a big slide move, that time up off a 4. Down the back straightaway, Peters trying to fight back to the inside of Lindbergh as Austin Wood is driving away from them in 3rd. Darren Peters shoves it down on the inside. Lindbergh trying to hold him tight down there. Pierce runs 6th. And then Bicknell 7th. All this happening behind the leader, Matt Williamson, who's now into lap traffic. Hasn't slowed him down any as of yet. We'll see how he negotiates lap traffic as we see halfway this time.
Williamson over a straightaway lead over the 09 of Wright, who's still doing a great job holding on to that 2nd spot. As Williamson over a straightaway, so he clicks off lap 19, got around the 72 of Podwinski that time, but Wood definitely not closing in on that 09 of Wright just yet. As looks like Pierce and Lindbergh getting into it for that 5th spot as Pierce now into 4th. that 88. Shane Pierce starting to move up as Lindbergh slides him back and gets into him. Lindbergh hard into the side of Pierce there, who bobbles up on the cushion and bounces, but he keeps his foot in it and drives away. It's the 88 of Pierce in fourth out of Lindbergh, who they had hard contact in turn number 1 and 2 last time by.
Gary Lindbergh and Shane Pierce came together in a big way, and that stacked up the whole field as Williamson is gone. Now slipping through to second, Wright and Wood have run away from fourth, who is Shane Pierce at the moment. Meanwhile, our leader, Matt Williamson, he finds himself coming down the front straightaway, trying to put Todd Gordon a lap down. He goes by the finish line. Now here comes second place, Trevor Wright and Austin Wood. Over a half track separates our leader, Matt Williamson, as he is putting on a clinic in this one.
Williamson pushing that top side, picks off another one. There's 12 laps to go here in the S&W Service Center 358 Modified Division. Right now makes a little bit of a wrong move on a lap car. And that's going to open up the door for second for the 1XP of Austin Wood. Right now rolls the middle. Wood tries to get under him. Wright crosses off the nose, and he keeps the second spot now, keeping the 1XP of Wood in behind him as Shane Pierce starting to close in on those two. Pierce riding the high side with those sail panels on that 88 car as Wood still looks to the inside of Wright for that second spot.
Wood and Wright doing battle for second spot. That's about the only battle on the racetrack that matters right now because nobody is catching our leader, Matt Williamson. Wright, Wood, Lindbergh, and Pierce starting to make their way back into it. As Pierce gets into the rough stuff, he loses it, and he'll drop back a whole bunch of spots. Tough break for Shane Pierce in the 88. That car was looking strong up in the top 5. He gets up into the loose stuff and loses the cushion, and now finds himself back in the mid-pack. Meanwhile, Wright is trying to negotiate more lap traffic. Gary Lindbergh is there trying to take away second. Austin Wood dropped back to fourth, and Pete Bicknell up into the top 5.
Matt Williamson now in the same straightaway as the second place car, Trevor Wright. As you can see, the back half of your field in his lane is Matt Williamson, well over a half track lead here, pushing the 3/4 track lead. He comes up to lap the 12 of Chevalier now, as your second place car and leader are on the same track, as now Lindbergh splits the middle of a lap car and the 09 of Wright. Now Lindbergh has the second spot out of turn 4, and Wright loses the second spot to the 37S of Lindbergh that time by.
Lindbergh is driving angry after being involved in that early incident. Knows he has a fast car, race car. He's finally through to second, but he is nowhere close to making a challenge for Matt Williamson, who is literally almost going to be able to lap our top 5 by the end of this one, it looks like. Williamson putting on an absolute clinic, driving away from everybody. Would not be surprised if we see him lap up into the 5th place car. Look at Williamson. He's got Scott Wood in front of him, heavy Chevy as well. Shane Pierce trying to work his way back up into the top 5.
Great racing throughout the field if you erase the fact that Williamson's got about a 3/4 lap lead, but there's still lots of side-by-side racing going on with Pierce and Chevalier now as Pierce is falling back through the field. We've got 3 laps to go now for the 6 of Williamson over the 37 of Lindbergh now in the second, and the 09 of Wright still doing a good job to hold on to that podium spot in third.
Lindbergh looks fast. The last thing that Matt Williamson would want to see is a caution at this point. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Does Matt Williamson have enough to hang on?
Matt Williamson, your leader, he's going to work out of turn 4 this time. White flag going to be in the air. Last lap in our 35-lap S&W Service Centers Division 358 Modified feature. Williamson has crushed him here tonight. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Under the lap car of Wood. Keeps under him. Checker flag in the air. It's going to be Matt Williamson, your winner for another win here in 2021 season. Out of 4, it's going to be second place. Gary Lindbergh in the 37, then Trevor Wright in the 09. Great run for him in third. Then Austin Wood, Pete Bicknell rounds out the top 5s for your 35-lap 358 Modified division here tonight. Great job for Williamson, and also great job to Trevor Wright in that 3rd spot to hold on for that podium spot for the young rookie driver.
Matt, you were flying early in the night in your heat race, and once again in the feature, you looked hooked up fast on one of the fastest tracks we've seen here at Merrittville all year long. Tell us about your drive.
Yeah, it was very quick. The track crew did a good job with what they had at the beginning of the night. They made a race out of it, and Just, you know, we got some lucky breaks early in the race and kind of got into second. And I don't know if we could have raced with Chad. I think I was catching him a little bit, but he had a hell of a run going. You know, it's unfortunate what happened in turn 4 there. And just when things go your way, they go your way. And sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Matt, who do you want to thank for the victory here tonight?
You know, obviously, big crew here. Everybody that helps make it happen. Sometimes I'm on the road racing. They're working on the car in the shop. So I can't say enough about them guys. They're really the winners. I just get to drive it. Obviously, S&W Service Center, Darrell Johnson Incorporated, Bicknells, Barron's, Glenn Stars Racing, Peters Excavating, CMH Leasing, Jason Enterprises, Optional Hose and Hydraulics. Rob's back at the first race, so I had to win this one for him.
Great job. Matt Williamson back in victory lane. Great run from Matt Williamson. Great run from all our winners here tonight. Thank you, race fans, for coming out on Fan Appreciation Night. We hope you enjoyed the autograph session. Whatever you get up to, we hope that your Saturday night is more than just all right. And we will see you next week for Bobcat of Hamilton Weekly Racing, the final points night of the year on behalf of Don and Lorraine Speece. We'll see you next week as we hand out the John Spencer Memorial in the S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds. Get home safe, everybody, and take care.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GForceTV. GForceTV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.